Hey all! Sorry about the whole this can't be streamed because Xfinity is a hell thing. I tried like three more things since the like minor blow up in the Discord, so yeah. We're making marshmallows! Welcome to this recorded cooking video.
It's been a while since we've done a recorded one of these.
Yeah, I mean, they're all recorded, but yeah, one that was specifically for record. I think the
Yes.
last one were those ones where you and Haley like went out to.
Oh, those were fun. The
Those were
farmers
very
market
fun, yeah.
adventures, and then us being catty about the selection of produce at
Yeah,
the farmers markets. That was like almost 2 years ago.
that's
That was
depressing.
a while ago.
Yeah.
But we're here.
Also, so this is the thing that I was being coy about. I don't know. I was trying to come to terms with like last night if I should talk about it during the stream, as just a, like, if I say it during the stream, then I have to, like, if I say it last night during the stream, then I have to do it the next day. I was just like, no, I already committed anyway. Hey, I'm coming out as non-binary. The closest thing I found technically is demi-guy, because I hate the phrase demi-boy because it sounds creepy to me, mostly just because of the boy part. Which means that I'm still using he, him, and also they, them pronouns, but also just, like, I like wearing skirts and things. So, hey, I had a way bigger build-up for that in my head.
Didn't actually need to be as big as you made
No,
it in your
but
head.
it also felt like it should be, and
Yeah.
and it feels weird to not even do it really live on stream.
Oh, well,
But
I mean, they can choose to watch it, or they'll
well,
just see it and
I'm gonna
handle it that way.
this is gonna go live to patrons first, and then to everyone
Okay.
else. So I guess patrons will find out first.
Yeah.
Which means that there's like
People who
I was
who
gonna say
are-
12, but no, not even 12. It's people who are at the first class first class
Yeah.
passenger or higher tier, I guess. We'll find out.
and those are all people who pay to see the stuff that you
I
produce.
think most of them are also my mods. So
That's true. I am one.
no, you're a VIP.
Am I? But
Yeah.
I'm also a patron.
You are a patron. No, the early access one is $5.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just weird because everything I post eventually, except for menagerie stuff, becomes public. But yeah, basically I discovered through a series of things that the exact warmth level that I want to be at for basically my entire life is knee-high socks and a skirt. So
There we go.
yeah,
I mean, I'm waiting to introduce Steven to the joys of fleece-lined leggings because looks like tights, way warmer than tights are.
also this is part of why I've been sort of trying to get our leggings working properly. Yeah.
Yeah. Those, I can't wait to wear them because they're so ridiculous looking.
I just wish I could get more than the shorts to work properly right now.
Yeah, that's
But-
one that would be like I wear them to work out in versus like my
Yeah.
day-to-day life.
But this is also
Okay.
why I've been having all the like stress
Right.
about dealing with one, the hair, because I guess I can throw up the image that like I was gonna base my hair off of that I regret that I didn't.
It's really cool.
Yeah, because like this haircut was done at an extremely like really LGBTQ focused salon here, and I think I'm going back because I accidentally into like the best person for me, who's like a big nerdy gamer.
Perfect.
Who like it's weirdly easy to like come out to people who you never expect to see again, because I was like, yeah, worst case I'll come here and like do it and like explain what was going on, and they were like the most helpful I've ever dealt with a service person being. It was just like, oh, okay, I guess I'm coming back here, and now I regret that I didn't like I probably put the correct image up here, but like I regret not doing the color and things because I really like it.
It would have
And
been cool.
yeah.
I've seen this picture multiple times.
But it's also why I've been stressing about like finding a primary care doctor, because it's not fun trying to find a primary care doctor who's prepared to deal with someone who may or may not want to deal with microdosing hormone treatments. So that's fun.
Yeah. But
On the upside, I think I have found one. I'm still just waiting for Haley's doctor thinks that they have a person, but he's so fucking slow to respond. So I don't even know if he's he was waiting for a response from someone who he thought would be a good fit, and I don't know if he's just like gotten the negative response and isn't telling us, or if he's just not getting a response.
it could be that.
So
Yeah.
probably just gonna go with the one that I found. That's like, we also have therapists in house, where I'm just like, I should just go talk to this one because it's kind of perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So yeah.
sorry, had to get all that out of the way because I've been bottling that up for fucking ever. God, that means I need to wait. I have until Thursday because the internet's going to be down until Thursday. I have until Thursday to post this publicly so that I don't have to like not admit, but like come out a second time on stream. Also, I just want to see if there's any AMA things.
But yeah, this is a thing. Don't be a dick about it. And
given this community, I have absolutely no fear of that, honestly.
For me, it's more of my feeling protective.
Yeah, I completely understand.
Yeah, so we're going to be making marshmallows.
Oh god, you know what I just realized?
What?
I didn't tell you this. That
I get a surprise now, too.
Yeah,
What's up?
on Saturday? Yeah, on Saturday, like when it was snowing
Saturday was nice. Friday was snowing.
Friday when it was snowing. Friday when it was snowing really bad. I had an appointment at a laser place.
You mentioned that.
Yeah, so I'm getting like actual laser hair removal because I've always hated my scruff doesn't grow out at all. So hey, that's gonna be gone eventually too. Now comes the really fun part. I get to talk to my mom about this in like a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like your mother will be supportive.
I think she will.
Yeah.
It's just also like, hey, I get to talk about being non-binary with my mom, who admittedly was really super okay with my sister. Like, my house was one of those ones where it's like, everyone knew my sister was gay, and she just didn't realize that we all knew.
That was my house, too.
Yeah.
For my youngest brother. And then when I came out as bi, my family was just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I guess that's the other thing. Hey, I have never been super open about this. Also, I'm bi, but, like, I'm in a monogamous relationship with a woman, so I just never felt the urge to go like, hey, this is a thing, because I didn't think it mattered.
And because this is our Valentine's Day stream, love is love is love is love.
Pretty much exactly why I was like, holy shit, I can do a Valentine's Day stream this year, and came up with the it was just like, it's perfect, I need to.
Yeah, it's perfect. It should be fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So,
we have seasonally appropriate candy.
yeah,
Steven made marshmallows.
We're making marshmallows. The problem is, it has like a 4-and-something hour set time.
That's minimum. That is like the minimum amount that you need it
so I
to
made
set.
these yesterday so that we have stuff to do. That reminds me, where did I have cookie cutters for these.
Are those the square cookie cutters?
No.
Oh.
I have fucking awful cookie cutters for these.
Wait.
I think it's in this one.
What is...
Yeah.
Oh my... Is that a unicorn?
I couldn't find just a heart. I tried to find...
Wonderful. Oh my goodness. So there's a rainbow and a unicorn and a double heart. That's so cute.
I couldn't find just a single heart, though. That really annoyed me.
You know...
Also, I just want to see, because it looks like we do actually have
oh, sweet.
some things. So, like, Magnar Creel, question. Given that you can make Rice Krispies with things other than Rice Krispies, what are the alternatives that sound like they'd be tasty to you?
For small children, Fruit Loops.
Oh, yeah.
Because Fruit Loops.
I'd have to say Apple Jacks, just because I like Apple Jacks more than Fruit Loops.
That's
and
a nice
I feel like it's
subtle
a more,
one.
I feel like it's not even more subtle, it's just like a single flavor instead of a bunch of little ones.
Like I said, for small children, having like rainbow-colored squares of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that probably would.
Cocoa Krispies, or like the chocolate Rice
Basically,
Krispies.
any cereal is really good for it.
Yeah.
But what about not cereal?
Cookie crumbles. I mean, like.
That's just getting kind of close to like what effectively a cake ball is.
Yeah.
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 Cereal. Any cereal.
Yeah, pretty much any cereal is good for it. Really.
Yeah.
Maybe don't do Captain Crunch unless you hate someone. Or me. I would eat that and regret it, but I'd eat it.
Your mouth would be bleeding so
I know,
bad.
but it's worth it, and I don't know why. Also, don't use, like, adult cereals. Like...
Raisin Bran.
I was just gonna say, like, I've got Kashi up there, and, like,
That, you need something, like, that's puffy and textured,
Yeah.
so it, breaks apart when you eat it and is not, like, chomping into, like, a cloud of sadness.
I mean, Faye's question is just... How do you make marshmallows from scratch? Watch the rest of the video.
That's what you're gonna see today!
We'll show you. I just realized this is the local recording, which means I can, like, record bits with my phone and put it into the recording. We don't even have to use the cooktop cam that doesn't look all that good.
Oh my goodness.
One day I'll get these cameras replaced. Also, that reminds me, that's part of why I've also been doing the whole working out thing, because I do legitimately want to get to the point where I'm okay enough with all of this to stream Ring Fit, because I supremely enjoy it, and I think it's a good exercise thing.
They have a boxing thing. I downloaded
I tried it. I don't like
the demo of it.
Yeah.
Is it not? Is it?
I don't know. It just doesn't feel.
I got the
right to
demo of
me.
it with the Switch. I was like,
Yeah,
ooh, this
I
could
tried
be
the
fun.
demo. Yeah.
Because I'm like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Boxing.
The good thing is it doesn't require. It's not an $80 purchase.
No.
Yeah, I think like the actual game is like 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's better that way for sure.
What other questions have we got?
Let's see here. My work. You work at a university in the dining department in catering. They make a version with cinnamon toast crunch, and it's pretty easy. It
That was
tastes like.
literally what we did.
Yeah, we did that a lot.
That was a good way. If we had a bunch of extra breakfast cereal, and they wanted to get
That
rid
is
of the
exactly
extra
what we did
breakfast
with it,
cereal.
yeah.
Is we'd put out like.
I don't know about so fans saying like a granola based one like it's too crunchy.
Yeah.
Like it's too dense.
I also think so my thought is something that would work. Oh, okay. So thought that I was going with here with Rice Krispie treats. The granules themselves are fairly small.
Yeah.
So, but they're crisp and delicate,
Yeah,
so you
they're,
can bite
they're
through
like
them.
90% air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the thought that we were thinking about. Is it either has to be big enough that you can chomp through it,
Yeah.
or it has to be airy enough that it's not going to break your teeth.
It's really just a density thing of like.
Also, have you ever just eaten a handful of rolled oats? It's like sadness
Yeah.
personified.
Yeah, it really has to be like they have to be some sort of puffed product, or I'd say cinnamon toast crunch works because it's like a thin thing. Like even that French toast crunch that they put out probably wouldn't work well for it. Yeah.
No.
And I think there was one more. How about what you should look out for when you only have a slow stovetop, pots to keep very hot long, another inconvenience dealing with non-optimal tools. I think this is a thing that I that I deal with my mom cooking a lot actually, is that she has a gas stove and she has this weird idea that like her stove can't get hot enough to make caramel. It's like no. Okay, look. If you have
my
a
mother
stove,
would say otherwise.
yeah, if you have a stove, like just pay attention to it, but like you can eventually reach almost any heat that you want your food to get to. If it's a matter of like non-optimal tools, pretty much anything that's like a unitasker that just wants to do one thing isn't an optimal tool.
Alton Brown talks
Yeah.
about his hate for unitaskers, and it's true.
Yeah,
They're
like
kind of useless.
like
Like that avocado knife thing.
yeah, that one's still there.
Yeah.
So like it can be something as simple as like frankly the best way to make grilled cheese is with two heavy pans that are like you sandwich two very heavy hot pans that you sandwich the thing between.
Cast iron.
Like, and if you don't have cast iron, you know what you could do? Wrap tinfoil around a brick or 2 bricks and just throw them in the oven for like a bit. Pick them up with whatever you have to carry hot stuff. Like, be creative. There's a reason why pretty much every single chef's patron saint is MacGyver. We've done things that we're not proud of.
This
to
includes
machines.
taking saws to equipment that should not have had saws taken to them,
Yeah.
but it worked.
Yeah.
So
Just throwing that back up there.
marshmallows. God, these are so cool. I love
Yeah.
these.
But the basic thing with marshmallows is just that it's a sugar paste that you whip until it enters the state that you want it to be in.
Aeration.
Yeah. So we've got our 2 mixers. We're using the big mixer because I made those ones in the small mixer last time, and it did not. It turned out great. It was not happy.
Apparently, so older mixers, they sometimes make angry noises when they're getting overwhelmed.
Mercifully, it wasn't that, because hey, if your mixer's making a weird noise, turn it off and stop doing whatever you're doing. This was more of just like, marshmallows are thick enough that it really slowed them down.
So we're going to be using
we're using the big
heavy-duty
one.
horsepower one. Also, look what survived!
Yeah, it's still here. Admittedly, I've been slowly picking off all of the mint pieces whenever I feel like I've got enough spare calories.
Yeah.
But it lived.
Oh my god, the mermaid's still on the back, too!
I'm afraid that the cookies probably aren't good anymore, so I didn't steal any of it.
Totally try it and tell you how terrible they are.
I mean, the Big Daddy's also still there. I feel like the Big Daddy was less burned than the mermaid was.
Well, yeah. But simply the sheer fact that it survived, I am so excited about.
Oh yeah, and I meant to bring this, but turns out the place where I was at Christmas, I realized that I'm doing the thing where I'm talking to the camera again. The place where I was doing Christmas had a whole bunch of gingerbread house things for the kids anyway, so yeah.
Oh, how did the Nerf guns go over?
They didn't. I'm still not actually sure what happened. So like I gave them all to my cousin, who
They just never came out?
Yeah, I guess there was. there was some weird confusion because the idea was that they were going to go in stockings, but the 3 different families that were there all do stockings completely differently.
Oh.
Because my family just does usually 1 or 2 people. Hang on, boys, stop that. 1 or 2 people just like do the stockings, like they get all the stuff for all the stockings, and then usually everyone else gets like little things that they happen to see, like, that's perfect, and like throw it into someone's stocking. The other family that was there, my cousin's family, apparently their whole thing is that they don't do any sort of like all stockings have X thing in it. They do, I got you out of they're like Secret Santas. I got you out of this thing, so I made your stocking. So there was confusion there, so it just like never happened. It was weird.
I got some cool stuff in my stocking. Like
I also got some cool stuff in my stocking, and also Haley got stuff in her stocking that I looked at and went, I want that, but if I say that, then this was part of how I started realizing things. Because she got like a hairband thing that was like, I want that. Yeah.
I got like honeycomb and Malden sea salt and grass flavored soda. It was
weird.
Really gross, but Alex's stepdad has a very interesting taste when it comes to putting together stocking stuff. So, like I said, actual honeycomb and Malden sea salt, which is like, so instead of like little crystalline pieces, Malden sea salt breaks in flakes, and it is so beautiful. And spice buttons, because yeah. Alex's parents do a very good series of stockings, since that would be the only people that I would be doing that kind of thing with. And Hanukkah with my family was fun.
Oh, apparently I have peppermint extract too. So normally this has vanilla extract in it, and I have vanilla.
I say we should try the lemon.
I also got some lemon, so I'm just like, I kind of want to try that.
Let's try it.
Also, I forgot to mention all the other silly stuff we've got here. One, the horrible chalky hearts, because
they're terrible, but they are still around.
Yeah, they are terrible, and yet I still eat them.
You also like candy corn.
Okay. So here's where I will die on this fucking hill, damn it. Candy corn can be good. The stuff that they sell in most supermarkets
is like 2 years old.
is not good. I still eat it, but it's not good. But candy corn can be great. And if anyone ever says anything bad about candy corn, like, come to me and I will make you candy corn. Or Haley will make you candy corn, because frankly, she's figured out a slightly different method that gives a closer texture to like the store-bought, where it's got sort of like a tooth to it, I guess. Mine is generally a little bit more.
It's got an outer shell and then a little bit of a gummy chew.
Even then, sometimes mine doesn't even have the shell. It's just sort of like it's like a sugar paste. But I still really like them.
Yeah. I've had his candy corn. It's good candy corn. I don't like normal candy corn just because it's kind of heinous and it tastes dry to me.
There's also like 3 different kinds of store-bought candy corn. And
I'm thinking of the BRA. It's like the company's
BRA. It's not even like
BRAC.
brand-based. It's just that there's like certain... It feels like certain companies make it very differently, such that they don't compare.
So what we're doing real quick, Steven has packets of gelatin that he's going to be placing into the stand mixer with half a cup of water.
Yep, I have 3 packets of gelatin, because, well, marshmallow is basically just a sugar solution that's cooked to the point that it can sort of hold its structure. We need to give it, well, more structure than it would be able to on its own.
You need something to be able to set that structure, which is what the gelatin can
exactly.
do.
Like, it can develop a structure on its own, and this... like, reinforces it. This is what helps it hold in place.
Thinking, like, if you've ever made a meringue before where you're whisking up egg whites, often baking it is what's going to give you that structure that's going to maintain over a long period of time.
At least if you're doing French meringue, which most folks are making.
Yes. However, in this case, it's going to be the gelatin. Explaining what's happening.
Yeah.
I've actually never made marshmallows before.
Yeah, I forgot about this.
Yeah.
The place where we both worked had a pretty regular thing. Well, not regular. It was one massive thing.
That crazy massive thing.
That where we had to make marshmallows for.
It was a hot chocolate bar.
Yes, it was a hot chocolate bar, and they basically didn't use any of them, which was extra. Simple.
No, it was for the alumni event too.
Yeah.
It was like a spiked hot cocoa bar.
Yeah.
Which, if you ever want a good way to spike.
I love that they didn't even do a spiked hot cocoa as their drink of the night.
I know, right?
Yeah, admittedly, their drink of the night that night was amazing. It's what made me discover Leopold Brothers Gin, the best thing.
We got to take home bottles of sparkling.
No, yeah, we took home... Oh my god. So, okay, let's try
College
and get
stories.
let's try and get a quick explanation of what the
Okay.
fuck this night was. So, it was the alumni night for the university we both went to. We also both worked for the company that fed the university. So, when they had this big alumni night, we have the contract to do all the catering for it. And we were friends with the catering director at the time.
Yep.
Who...
Fantastic person. She's
Wonderful
lovely.
woman, yeah. Who... I think she laid out most of the menu, and our boss laid out, like, the pastry menu.
Yep.
And I had to make marshmallow. I had to make 3 batches of marshmallow in a bowl that could not fit on this table, and in a mixer that had a goddamn gear shift.
Yes. This
Like,
was...
it had a clutch so that you moved it into neutral before shifting gears.
We actually had to tell people when we were if like anyone from the culinary side was coming over to use our mixer for mashed potatoes.
We had to show them how to use it, or else it was just like...
You would break our mixer.
It was like a person going from an automatic to a standard car. It was, yeah. And I had to make like 3 batches of that. But then
I was doing the pavlovas for that.
Yeah, you were doing the pavlovas for that.
Yeah.
Actually, you can find a bunch of these pictures on lairoflore.com under portfolios.
And the petite fours as well.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
But that night was very weird because after we got everything out, there really wasn't anything for us to do. Like, they had actually hired staff to do the refreshing, and we made everything ahead of time, so it was just sort of, we didn't have anything to do.
It was on carts, all it had to go was onto trays and then out onto the floor.
So the catering director just kept handing the 2 of us, because they had a hot chocolate bar, but they also had her come up with like a specialty drink, which was a gin-based...
It was gin and champagne, or some sort of sparkling wine.
Yeah, it was gin and some sort of sparkling wine, but it was...
cranberry?
No, there wasn't really any berry in it.
No, there was another herb. What was it? There was another type of herb.
My heart is beating so fast that this thinks I've been doing exercise for 30 minutes.
He's so excited about marshmallows.
It was a really...
It's fun.
Like, I think I described it as it's like it's like drinking an apple pie in the middle of a pine forest, which may not sound pleasant, but it was good.
You get the idea.
Because it was based on Leopold Brothers gin, and she just kept handing them to the 2 of us,
Yeah.
especially me, because...
I think
Look,
she was more worried about me getting drunk than Stephen.
I also feel like a lot of people who might see this are like used to me being this. I don't do this. Like, I talked about this last night on stream, that, like, if I don't have a stream for a day and I don't leave the house, I don't talk. Like, at all. At all.
Yeah.
Like, if especially if it's on, like, a day where Haley gets home late, words do not leave my lips. So, she just kept handing me drinks, and then we like, wrapped up early, too, because we had everything, like, packed somehow, and she and her, like, temp employees came in and were, like, at the sink that's by the bakery area, and were just like, these all need to be thrown away.
So she basically rolled in the cart with all of the extra alcohol in it that had been opened, but not poured, so it couldn't be saved and reused for something else.
So she just goes, these all need to be dumped out, but I'm going to go take a half-hour break.
If
And
they
then, like,
disappear, I will not ask questions.
Yeah, and then about-faced and walked away. Also,
So-
sorry, there's still some gelatin that's...
So we each walked away with,
Not blooming.
I think you walked away with 2. I
walked away with
one.
2. I was literally double-fisting...
Yeah. Open bottles.
Open bottles of sparkling wine on the way
Yeah.
back to the res hall.
Which
Yeah, that
then
was
we
fun.
went and hung out and finished said sparkling bottles
Which
of
reminds
wine.
me, I was going to grab
Before
alcohol
calling
from
it
the
a night.
cabinet when I was over there, because now I've done the thing where I felt I needed to be serious.
There we go.
Good lord.
Oh, did you not see that?
I forgot that it's there because there's a smaller bottle of vodka behind it for context.
So...
No, I've seen it. It's just that she brought it out recently. Just
She
like,
did.
This thing is back again.
While the ladies were drinking over Discord. I was over
She brought it on stream.
Oh no, I know, I was there. It was great.
This literally does not fit in this... Okay, it does. Just barely.
No, we talked about when Steph comes to visit, just taking a Sharpie and marking off how much we drink of it. Because Darling.
Wow, that's like the inverse of a terrible joke from BoJack Horseman. Good job.
I've never... What is this joke?
There's a thing in, I think it's like the 4th season of BoJack, where he's trying to like get a better control over his alcoholism. So he has a vodka bottle that's just labeled like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay. Okay, so I can see how that would be an inverse of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just thought, we were like, oh yeah, this would be a fantastic idea.
That's trash.
So...
What would you like? Because I've got Bloody Mary mixer here, which is what I was going for.
I'll have a Bloody.
Okay.
I'm only gonna have one because I haven't had anything since toast this morning.
I haven't had anything today.
Anyways, so
I'm dumb. Don't follow my example.
we're gonna each only have one drink because I have to drive back home after this, and then fill our stomachs up with also marshmallows.
I'm going to try and not eat marshmallows, but yeah, let's face it, it's
We're
gonna
making
happen.
marshmallows. We should at least try marshmallows.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the Alton Brown recipe from his recipe Puff the Magic Mallow. And if you've basically listened to us talk for any amount of time, we adore Alton Brown.
Yes.
Both of us. Haley loves Alton Brown. Stephanie loves Alton Brown. He's just like the nerdy godfather of cooking.
He is the Bill Nye for culinary.
Mm-hmm.
There's that.
Cool. Alrighty, so... half cup water. Did you put the entire cup of water in with the
No,
gelatin?
it was a half cup. I only measured out a half cup. So this needs... So we've got the half cup of water and the gelatin in here to bloom, which is just sort of preparing it.
Hydrating it.
Yeah, because it's powdered gelatin, you need to let it sort of sit in water. There is a ratio for it, but it's not coming to my mind. This is going to be our sugar syrup, where we are going to do... it's 12 ounces of sugar, half cup of water, and then a cup of corn syrup. The secret is that a cup of corn syrup is also 12 ounces. So
There we go.
I don't think we actually quite have 12 ounces, but...
That looks like it. We might be okay.
Yeah. We'll see. It might be a little low. It'll be fine.
So
those ones were only made with like 11 point something.
It'll be fine.
The reason why we need corn syrup in this is because we are making a... Oops. We're making a sugar solution. And sugar, like table sugar, is frankly too pure.
It's too good at its job, which
Yeah.
is holding a crystalline shape.
So when you start to melt down sugar, you're breaking down the crystalline structure that it has built into it. And if something goes wrong...
It will attempt to reform that crystalline
And
structure.
sometimes the thing that goes wrong is the crystals really just want to stay crystals, so they'll recrystallize into a horrible thing.
A monstrous thing. So if you've ever been trying to make a caramel before, and then all of a sudden it looks like it's good, and then all of a sudden it turns into a jagged, sugary mess in the bottom of your pan, congratulations, you've crystallized your sugar.
And the reason it does that is because sugar is all sucrose. It's one kind of sugar, so it just keeps trying to reform its original crystals. We are adding corn syrup, which is glucose, so it's a different kind of sugar that can't make crystals and sort of just gets in the way to prevent it from doing that.
Yep. So, did we have it? We had it.
Yeah,
Nice.
we're like 11 point something.
11 and 5/8 ounces. I'd say that's quite a good place to be in.
Definitely close enough.
That's a fussy place to be in.
There's also a non-zero chance we won't quite have enough sugar either, but
How much sugar do we call for?
12 ounces. That's why I was
12
saying
ounces of
it's
sugar?
cute that it's technically 12 ounces of both.
12 and 12.
Yeah.
I think we'll be good.
I hate that so many things try and get you to measure most things by... Oliver, stop. Most things by volume, but also just corn syrup doesn't measure by volume well.
No, it does not. Oh, look at this. We're
Oh
fine.
yeah, we're gonna have enough.
Yeah. So, certain things like honey and maple syrup and glucose and corn syrup.
Maple syrup sometimes can be done, but
Yeah.
Like the secret tech is we've got one around here somewhere, but I don't know where it is. It's like a plunger measuring device that I think... there it is. Yeah. So, this is the secret tech for having to volumetrically measure liquids. The real tech is just try and do it by weight because your life will be easier. But we've got this little like plunger thing. So it's you like put it down to there. We've got a cup now, and fill it up all the way, and then just push it out. And scrape off the top.
Did I ever tell you how my mother used to measure peanut butter?
I'm gonna hate this, aren't I?
You're gonna hate it a little bit.
Okay.
It's actually not a bad idea, but it's inefficient by
Okay.
displacement.
How?
With a jug and water. She would have the peanut butter be cold.
Okay.
So displacement, in terms of measurement, like you fill the glass with 1 cup of water. You then, to measure another cup of substance into there, whatever you're adding, you would then put that item into there. Peanut butter we'd be using would be pretty solid, so she would then just add a cup's worth of peanut butter to the cold water and the cold peanut butter. And by using the displacement, to figure out exactly how much peanut butter was in there for peanut butter cookies.
That's a powerfully weird choice.
I know, right? But it worked.
Just
Wait.
do it by weight. No, I'm trying to remember who it was. It was an intern, I think, that I kept getting on because they kept trying to measure something by volume in a way that didn't make any fucking sense. I'm gonna guess it was Brie.
I'm gonna guess either Brie or Cassandra, because Cassandra was the...
No, Cassandra was the... Oh my god. I haven't told this story on stream.
Have you? I feel
No.
like we've mentioned it at least... I swear we've mentioned it at least once.
Okay, I haven't told it on stream in at least a year, let's say that.
Oh, great. This is a great story.
So, we had this intern, who, as a reminder, to intern at the place where we worked, you had to have completed 2 years of culinary or baking training, technically.
Mm-hmm.
She... I don't fucking understand this one. So, I came in because I usually did, on some days I did like an early morning shift, and some days I did like come in the afternoon, stay until night. So, I came in my afternoon shift, and I see her standing at like a KitchenAid mixer, and just like staring at it as it's beating. And I just sort of look in and go like, I wonder what the hell she's doing, okay. And walk away, and go start doing my job. And then I see her remove the bowl, and walk it to the fridge, and stand in front of the fridge for like 20 minutes.
Oh, wait, she was standing in front of the fridge.
Oh, she did not do
happening?
anything in the meantime. Then
Cardinal sin of working in a big production kitchen is wasted time.
Yeah. Then comes back to the KitchenAid and starts beating the same thing. She repeated this cycle for an hour. Like, just with no alterations at all. Then finally asks me, what's wrong? Like, why isn't this, like, doing what I need to? I'm like, what are you trying to get it to do? And I walk over, and she's got a bowl full of cream with a paddle. I'm like, what are you trying to do? He's like, I'm trying to whip it. It's like, maybe use a whip? Like, hand her the whisk, and she just goes like, I guess, and like opens it, puts it on, and just whips right up.
10 minutes later, it's done.
It's like,
Max.
you spent an hour doing nothing because you couldn't figure out how to whipped fucking cream? They make you do that by hand in the classes! It was actually one of the fun ones.
Yeah. I will say, I always hated whipping cream by hand, because then you can't go and work on anything else.
Yeah,
you just have
it
to stand
sucks.
there and whip the cream.
Where is the Worcestershire sauce? Olive Cat, don't you fucking get on me about it. I know I said it wrong, I don't care.
How did you say it?
No matter how I say it, he always says I say it wrong.
Would you rather be pronounced it Worcestershire?
Oh.
Or some other...
That one wasn't my fault.
That was me being deliberately obstinate.
I'm gonna let you doctor yours because I don't know what you like in yours. I grabbed soy sauce too, just because I usually throw some in.
I put soy in mine and Worcestershire as well.
If I had any Tabasco, like, this is the one place where I'm okay with spicy.
Yeah. I tend to like it on the, like, savory side.
Same, but just, like, a little bit of kick I'm okay with. Actually, I think I'm gonna throw some black pepper in mine. But, hey, guess what? We've already done all of the measuring now. Like, that's it.
Yep. For mixing?
Yes, please. So, from here, we're gonna just walk this over to the cooktop stove. Thank you. And let me go find a lid. Which I think is in here too. Yep. So we're gonna cook it on medium-high for 3 to 4 minutes with the lid on, because we want the lid on so that the steam or the water that starts to boil as steam will hit the top and then drape back down the sides and keep any sugar crystals that form on the sides from, like, exploding or from popping bubbles back down in it.
The alternate to this would be standing there with a pastry brush and just brush the inside, which is
Yeah.
a waste of time.
Yeah. The secret here also is that it also means you don't have to mix it. But yeah, unfortunately now we're at one of those like fun little quiet points. So I'm gonna go check and see if there's any more stuff from like questions from chat. Yep.
Let's see what chat says.
Oh good, there's a couple.
Oh yay!
Hang on, I'm just
Who
throwing in a
gets to
thing.
it first?
I just want to throw in a thing about like, hey, we're answering these on the video, not in directly.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, we got a bunch. Wow, I can't type.
Baking soda is good, Slender Guy. So Slender Guy's question, what about pans always being slightly greasy even after cleaning, drying, and drying them again with paper towel? Is that something bad, or should I clean more intensely? It just might mean you...
It kind of depends on what the pan
Yeah.
is. So, like, if it's, oh my god. If
Non-stick?
I was gonna say, yeah, if it's a non-stick, then that might just kind of be it. They're supposed to feel slick anyway, so you might just sort of be stuck with it. If it's something not non-stick, like if it's stainless steel or, these are... I'm trying to remember what these actually are.
All clad?
They're all clad, but I don't remember what the inside actually is. Because you can do stuff like taking a scouring brush to it, or baking soda.
Vinegar is really good for cutting
There's
acid.
a thing for doing basically a...
Or acid is good for cutting grease.
Yeah, it's... I don't remember what the ratio is, but it's like baking soda with water and just like wipe it down. This is also really good for copper. Wipe it down with water baking soda mixture.
It's the kind of thing where you make enough so that you have a paste of it.
Yeah.
So you can rub it on. It's... Like, it kind of depends on your baking soda and where you've been storing it.
Yeah.
But you have your baking soda, add just enough so it forms a paste. You rub it onto the thing that you're trying to degrease or clean, let it sit for a little bit, and then wipe it clean.
Yep.
And that should take away a lot of the greasy residues.
Um,
It's really good for cooktops as
yeah.
well. If you have like, if you've got like a burnt on greasy stain, that no matter what you've done, you've still just got a little bit of residue. It also is ever so slightly abrasive, so you won't destroy what you're working on.
That's
but
what I'm
you'll
trying to
still be
remember.
able to-
There's a way to clean with salt that's very good for that as well, and I can't remember how to do it.
Dish soap and salt or lemon and salt?
I think it's lemon and salt,
I
and
feel
then
like
just
you cut a
using some sort
lemon.
of like rag to wipe it down.
Yeah. What else we got?
Let's see here. So that was the slightly greasy. You've been given marshmallows to your toddler, and they seem to surface 4 feet under your sticky residue. Oh,
This feels like a public access call-in show, like you're telling us about your children.
So here's the thing. If I'm going to give that another minute before I take the lid off, but which I should actually time, or else I will forget.
Don't be afraid of setting a timer.
Yeah, like I probably don't need to, but at the same time I should. That's gonna come down to honestly like
What is it stuck to?
what is it stuck to, but almost always the answer is gonna be hot water.
Melt
Just-
the sugar a little bit.
Yeah, you just need to melt the sugar.
What else have we got?
Ideally, if it's on the carpet, like really a good hot carpet cleaner will take that right out. Speaking from experience, if it's on the floor, like if it's on a tile or linoleum floor, you could probably just do that with like a hot water soapy sponge. It really just comes down to like hot and water, because the hot will help it melt and the water will help it wash away, because you can't really get it out with like ice, or not ice, with like an acid or something. And bases that are strong enough to really do any damage are also going to hurt whatever you're trying to clean.
I like this next one. So this is from Slender Guy. What are your opinions about vegetarian/vegan meats? Many members of my family are vegetarian, but not me. Or other modifications to food, like food with protein or zero sugar. I like what can be unhealthy or more, like what can be more healthy or unhealthy about them.
Oh,
I have no issue with, like, fake meat.
I have no issue with fake meat either. Also, like, there's a thing right now in the EU where or it might actually be here too, where they're trying to legislate that, like, you can only call it milk if it's actually dairy. I'm like, fuck you, no. That's stupid. But...
As somebody who's sensitive to milk, I don't mind calling almond milk milk.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
The only
Is it
issues
nut
that...
juice or something?
the only issues that I ever really see are with no-calorie sweeteners.
Yeah, those don't tend to be...
So, before we say anything, the thing about them causing cancer is kind of overblown in that, yes, like, it's not Splenda, the one that came before that my mother still loves.
Aspartame.
No, well, yes, but I'm trying, there's a brand of it's, saccharin. My mother loves saccharin. She bought out, like, before my grandfather died, he was a master of eBay, and he basically got a lifetime supply. The man retired and then just spent all of his time building models and selling them on eBay to make money. It was very silly and weird, but wonderful. But he got her, like, a lifetime supply of saccharin. And yes, saccharin has been proven to cause cancer if you consume absolute fucking shit tons of it, and if you don't drink anything else and don't drink, like, water and don't have functioning kidneys.
Remember, houseplant with more complicated emotions.
Yeah. Also, before I forget, we're doing this the correct way, which is to say that we are throwing a candy thermometer in here. We are waiting for this to come up to 240 degrees, at which point we will pull it off the stove and we just kind of get to kill time until then.
So back to the vegetarian vegan meat thing. Beyond Meat and the Impossible Burger, I think are wonderful.
Yeah.
I think it's great. So the way animals are farmed in, like, factory farming is not a great way of doing things. It's not good for the animal. It's not great for the environment.
Also, right now, frankly, there's more like government supervision over fake meat than over real meat.
So, yeah.
Can I have one that I just need to, like, go up on a soapbox about real quick?
Are we going up on the FDA?
No, not that one.
Because we went on a soapbox.
We have done that. No.
That soapbox has been climbed.
This is one of those stupid things where it's like people are claiming that something is an issue when it's not.
Go for it.
So, there's that whole thing about the Impossible Burger contains a whole bunch of estrogen.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, soy doesn't fucking contain estrogen. It contains phytoestrogen, which, despite what many really shitty people are saying, and speaking as someone who's been actually dealing with this kind of crap lately, phytoestrogen does not in any way function the same as estrogen. Like, sorry, but this is one that I...
Go right ahead.
It's just been driving me up the wall where it's just like... There's a dumb meme that was circling around by the people who are also arguing that, like, no, you're just stupid, that's not how it works. They're like, someone was trying to argue that one, like, the Impossible Whopper, which is
Oh yeah, I've had it. It's delightful.
Yeah, but it's literally an Impossible Burger just made into the Burger King Whopper.
It's a Burger King patty.
A shitty men's rights activist tried to argue that, like, the amount of phytoestrogen in this is the same amount that you get in, like, over the month of HRT. It's like, this is enough to grow tits, and it's like, no, it's fucking not. Like, this is also a thing that I dealt with when I worked at the place you're at right now, which is why I'm still not saying their name. Where it's like, someone came up and saw that I was drinking soy, and they're like, doesn't soy do shit to guys? I'm like, no, it fucking doesn't. Soy is perfectly fine. In fact, it's one of the only complete proteins available, like, on its own.
And for those of us who are moderately lactose intolerant,
it's great.
It's great.
Yeah, there's a bunch of soy milk in here because honestly, I don't think I'm lactose intolerant, but it's like one fewer things.
Mm-hmm.
And also, frankly, when I started to realize stuff, I was like, well, it's not technically true, but hey, phytoestrogen isn't going to hurt me, so let's do more.
Yeah. But yeah, fake meat, I like it.
Yeah, honestly.
It's better for, it's not,
I'm really on board with, like, the lab-grown meat, too. I can't wait to see where it goes.
If you don't have to kill something for it, fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, always.
I mean, unless you need to, like, satisfy this deeply ritualistic urge of, like, kill the thing you eat.
Like, really, I think the only one that really is concerning is just zero-calorie sweeteners, just because they've been shown to have a weird effect on not necessarily any sort of physical chemistry, but mostly on the way that we perceive sweetness. And okay, so people who talk about going on, like, a purge or any sort of cleanse or things,
cleanses are not real.
They're
your
not real.
Your kidneys cleanse things, and so does your liver.
However, going off of sweeteners and things will help you start to realize that your palate has been like trained to accept a much higher level of sweetness, and a lot of that is because of fake sweeteners, so like diet sodas. So if you're able to, I really would suggest at some point trying to go a while without having processed sugars or anything like that, because you will start to notice little things that are sweeter. That it's going to be hard. Like I tried to, and I can't just because I take like multivitamins from over there that are that have sugar in it. But it honestly helps a little bit, especially if you can just sort of take that time back to step back and realize it. And
we are not medical professionals.
We are not medical professionals.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is just one of the things you can go look into a lot of information about no-calorie sweeteners doing some weird stuff. It's only a 204.
Yep.
I did this last time and it took a while.
But yeah, I think is that it for questions, or do we have other questions?
We've got one more. What do you think is the most important safety tip when it comes to cooking sweets?
If we're talking about candy,
I think that's sort of the idea. Like, anything with candy is fucking hot.
Yeah.
Just remember that, like, what we're doing right here, like, you can see it a little bit in the background probably, is this is starting to boil because we've hit 210, which means that the water is boiling.
Now
remember that we're trying to get something that should be solid at room temperature into a liquid state. So
you gotta go
be fucking careful.
Sugar burns suck.
Yeah. Also, there's a thing that a lot of folks tried in my sugar artistry class was double gloves. Don't do double gloves, because what happens there, and these are like the latex or the ones we use, vinyl.
Oh,
vinyl.
Yeah.
Latex or vinyl gloves is that usually what ends up happening is that if the sugar is hot enough that it melts the glove, then you've got two melted gloves that are trying to melt onto your hand.
Yeah.
The secret usually is going to be stuff like working on a sill pat. Which, unfortunately, when I expected to stream this, the laptop is over here, so it's sitting on it. But a sill pat is a
silicone baking mat.
Yeah, silicone baking mat. It's basically just a fibrous structure with a silicone coating, so you can just sort of move it around and
like folding and working. Because
the best way to try and get a thing you're working with to a workable consistency is usually to try and lay it out here, and because it's going to be starting out as a liquid, it'll usually spread. So then you just start folding it in on itself, let it spread, fold it in on itself, and let it keep going until it's at a workable temperature.
Because it'll start to cool down and start to, I guess, recrystallize again.
Yeah. The other thing, though, is that
work quickly.
Work quickly, because and try and build up a sort of endurance, because it's going to be hot. It's going to suck. It's going to be hot. But if it gets too cool, then you won't be able to work with it anymore, and you have to heat it back out again. So it's really just that one is really just a matter of practice.
It's gonna be hot, it's gonna suck, but in terms of safety, if you're working with a lot of sugar, closed-toed shoes are great. You can also...
Let me make sure that this is still going, because it's flashing.
Okay. So closed-toed shoes in the kit, basically your standard safety precautions in the kitchen. Closed-toed shoes, pants, if you've got long hair, tie it back. And just be aware of what you're doing, and when you move quickly and deliberately. If you're working with hot sugar, so one of the big issues is if you're going to get burnt by hot sugar, the crystals itself have a tunneling effect. So when it's burning you, it widens as it goes in. So that sucks. So yeah, just keep an eye on what you're doing. Yeah, so that is all the questions so far.
Yep.
We good, Mike-wise?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's just flashing, so I wanted to make sure. It might need a new battery, but I don't think so yet.
Sweet.
But yeah, unfortunately, we still have time to kill because this only hit 213. Also, hey, one extra tip then for working with sweets. Thermometer. Don't.
Thermometer.
Look, so the whole hard ball, hard crack, ribbons for eggs, stage. They were great for the time. We don't need to do it anymore.
Nope, we have much better thermometers.
Yeah.
Use a thermometer.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Thermometers are the thing that will set you free in pretty much everything. Also, because we're at the point right now, your mixture will hit a plateau. Like, we've hit currently it thinks it's at about 213.9. It's not going to go terribly much higher than that until the water boils off, because water can't get hotter than that until it's actually steam. So we have to wait for that temperature to, once we start going past that temperature, we know that all the water's boiled out and this is just a liquid sugar mixture.
So now we wait.
Yeah. The only other ingredients that are really left are, I don't even think it's a measured amount. Is it a teaspoon of whatever extract we're doing?
Yep.
So we're going to try lemon.
Yes.
And then a mixture of
I'm a sucker for lemon flavored anything.
Then we're going to do a mixture of a quarter cup of powdered sugar and cornstarch, which I already made because I made it last time, and it makes way more than you need. Which, once we get this mixing, we're going to...
prepare a pan.
Yeah, we're going to prepare a pan by basically, you grease the pan, then fill it with this powder mixture.
Dust it,
yeah,
as it were.
Usually it's like, put a whole bunch in and then just find a way to like seal it and shake it about.
Around.
Yeah.
It prevents it from sticking.
Yeah. And we'll also be putting more of this mixture on top of the marshmallows once they're done, so that it helps them dry out more.
Because marshmallows are nothing if not sticky.
They are very sticky. There's a very good chance we're going to lose pretty much every... Like, not everything. There's going to be a bunch that's left in the bowl. And it's going to look shitty. And I'm sorry, but we're going to lose stuff to the bowl.
Favorite way to consume marshmallows? With my mouth. I know that was not the question.
No, it wasn't.
I love s'mores. Weirdly enough, I love a classic s'mores. Get some terrible chocolate, graham cracker, toasted marshmallow.
Sorry, I just wanted to get some B-roll of that. Just so I can throw it in at some point if I need to.
What about you? What's your favorite form of marshmallows?
Okay, so here's the thing. These marshmallows, I'm just gonna eat. Like, I'm gonna eat them by themselves. I've never loved the whole toasty marshmallow thing.
I have memories of going camping and doing it, so I have like it's a nostalgic
I just have memories
thing.
of that being a mess.
However, yes, it is, but it's lovely.
The other kind of marshmallow that I love, and I got these mostly as just like a comparison. I love Peeps, but I don't love Peeps in their intended form. Like, I think they're perfectly serviceable in their intended form. The way I love to eat them is I'm going to cut this open, I'm going to set it somewhere that none of the dogs and cat can get at it, and then I'm going to forget about it for a week. And then I'm going to go, good, they're perfect now, and eat a brick of Peep. Like, usually you get, like, a very significant, like, bite, like, crunch on the outside, but then still fluffy on the inside. It's just real good. It's just real good.
Yeah. Love me some marshmallow flavor things. Best way to catch a marshmallow.
I mean, they're just a plant. I saw he had a space in it, so I think he's going for, like, the marshmallow.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because, hey, did you know that marshmallows are actually named after the plant that they were originally made from?
They do not contain marshmallow at all. But I've had mallow plant before. It's good. I liked it. It was strange.
So mallow...
I was given dried mallow to chew on.
I believe it's mostly medicinal now.
Mm-hmm.
So mallow is a marsh-growing plant that has... is it mucilage? Mucilagin? It's the same stuff as okra has.
Oh, yeah, mucilage.
Mucilage. Its roots secrete a whole ton of mucilage. So, old French pastry chefs would, I think it was, clean the roots, steam them, boil them, strain off the boil it again, and like they would get some amount of extract from there, and then they would do the same thing we're doing. Because they didn't have ready access to gelatin, because ready access to gelatin wasn't a thing until like the 30s? The 1930s, I want to say?
Earlier Victorian era.
Oh, right, yes, because they had the whole... Well, was that even... was that easy access? Because I'm thinking, like, housewife access. Because that was why they got so big in the 50s, was...
Well, if you think about Victorian-style cooking, the fancy stuff would be make a gelatin mold of it.
Yeah, but that's, like, high society. I'm talking about for, like, the average person. Because that was part of the whole idea in the 1950s. That's why... Like, I think it's a sort of a mirroring of, like, the Victorian era, where it's... In the Victorian era, they got a more steady access to gelatin because they figured out what it was. But as we headed into the 50s, we got to the point of, like, oh, you can just get packaged gelatin. Like, you don't have to have a person on your staff who goes out to kill a fucking horse.
Let's see.
To make their
We're
bits
looking
into
this
glue.
up from the What's Cooking America site. Let's see. Gelatin is wealth. 1682 was first reference to gelatin. 1754. Let's see.
I see,
Yes,
1945?
1845.
Unflavored dry gelatin became available in 1842 from the J&G Company of Edinburgh. Same year, the J&G Company began exporting its Cox's gelatin to the United States.
Victorian era!
I wonder why it came... Sorry, when you said Victorian, I don't know why I was thinking so much farther back. But I wonder why it was such a thing then in the 50s. I mean, I guess probably just because so many things in the 50s had this focus on doing things more easily.
I was going to say maybe the updates with the refrigerating machines.
Maybe, but I believe we hit actual refrigeration in the
1910s to 1920s is
Yeah.
when actual refrigeration was available.
Yeah, because before that... Hey, there's a really good, really good episode of Good Eats on this, actually.
It's the icebox cake episode.
Yeah, it's all about the icebox cake, and they go through the whole history of the development of home refrigeration.
224.6.
Yep. Where it starts as, like, hiding stuff in an ice cave to keep it cold, and then making a fur-lined box and keeping just a block of ice on the other side of it that has drainage to...
But yeah, Victorian era.
Yeah.
Because if you go back and look at a lot of Victorian-style fancy desserts and pastries, the crowning glory would have been the gelatin mold.
Yeah, and I think that's just why it's confusing me that it came back 100 years later for the beginning of... not the beginning, but I guess, like, near the beginning of the American middle class. And I guess maybe that's the idea, is that it came back...
Well, it would be post-rationing, so you'd have the ability to get stuff.
Yes.
Like sugar to make Jell-O.
It would be post-rationing, and it would... Well, I mean, they could have made aspic, because someone fucking likes aspic. I think, maybe.
Do you like aspic?
I don't like aspic.
I don't like aspic. When I've tried it, meat jelly is an interesting concept. Is what it essentially is.
But yeah, I mean, if you want to go catch marshmallow, go find a marsh where it grows naturally. I guess in France, probably. Does coloring a marshmallow change the flavor? Not unless the coloring that you're using has a flavor element.
I guess if you use like a beetroot.
Don't use beetroot to color things.
It makes a pretty color.
It does.
But then you taste beets.
But it's also just like, yeah, don't use beetroot to flavor baked goods.
True.
Like, yes, I know it's how you traditionally make red velvet. Red velvet also just tastes better if you don't use beetroot in it.
Yeah.
I honestly don't understand the whole thing with red velvet.
It's pretty.
It's pretty, but it's also just like, it's just chocolate with cream cheese frosting in a different color.
Yes.
Yeah. And then again, I also don't get the... So this comes up not in our Discord, but it comes up in Chewy's Discord weirdly often that no one else has ever heard of a fucking mayo cake.
Oh, I've had that before.
We made that regularly. Yeah. So hey, here's the thing.
It's just fats. It's literally just a different form of fat.
Well, it's not even just a different form of fat. There's a bunch of recipes for...
Mayo cake is delicious.
Yeah, for making cakes with mayonnaise. And the reason why you're doing it is because mayonnaise, especially good mayonnaise, not Miracle Whip. That stuff isn't mayonnaise. I don't know what it is, but it's not mayonnaise.
Like Hellmann's or something, which is not terrible.
Yeah, or make your own mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is an emulsion that is...
it's a bunch of stabilized fat.
Yeah, it's a bunch of stabilized fat that's stabilized with egg. And using mayonnaise in a cake recipe means that you don't have to put a fat in, and you don't have to put eggs in. It's just skipping a step.
It's also super moist because it's been if you're buying like a store-bought mayo, it's been chemically stabilized as well.
Yeah.
So holy crap, a cake made with mayonnaise is beautiful. It's so moist.
And chemically stabilized does not mean it's bad. Stop that. That's another one where I'm like, look, just because you don't know, like, I hate this anti-science thing of people going, I don't know what this word means, therefore it must be deadly. It's like, no. It's just that it's a scientific name for an item that is being, like... It's the same thing with, like, oh god, the bread doesn't go bad. It's like, yeah, that's on purpose. It's so that your bread doesn't go bad, because who's going to eat an entire loaf of bread in, like, 3 days?
It depends how much cheese I have.
I mean, same, but I'm talking about, like, actual, like, sliced bread.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
Like, those chemicals are not actually bad for you. All that they're doing is making it so that the food stays good longer.
Yeah.
I promise you, the companies that are making these things are way more scared of being sued than you think they are, and they have done their goddamn research.
Oh, they are so scared of it.
Yeah. My wife works at one of them. Believe me, they are very much aware of any possible long-term conditions that could come from using a dough conditioner, which is why most of those dough conditioners don't get used.
Yeah. So.
Ooh, hey, we just hit 240.
Yay!
So.
Cool. Action time.
Yeah, so we actually get to... Do you want to do me a favor and
Sure.
film this? Yep.
B-roll.
Yeah. Not even B-roll. This is going to be, like, right on the front.
Here, do you want me to stand from over here or over there?
Over there, probably.
That way I can actually get a view of what
I just
you
want
have
to
on
move
the
the
inside.
thermometer over first, because I don't want this sugar to crystallize in
Alright.
bad places. So, we're going to start this rolling. I thought I had it plugged in, but apparently I don't. Oh god, I'm a fool. Why is the cable... Okay, I was like, oh god, is the cable underneath the laptop that we're not using? It's not, but it's still. Okay, let's try this again. So we want to start mixing the gelatin a little bit just to get it agitated. Now we're going to slowly add our sugar syrup. We're trying to keep this off of the sides of the bowl because it will just stick there. So we're trying to mostly get it kind of on top of the whisk. Once it's all in, we can kick up the speed, and then we'll have this going for about 12 minutes at least.
I will not be standing here for 12 minutes
No.
in this position.
No, just want to get this started.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can... It's actually slightly too far away. My arms, there's... Wait, this spatula's close enough. Ah, victory!
How flexible are we feeling today?
I mean, my arms are not bad, but my legs are still not great. There we go.
Alright, so if we look, all of the sugar has been added to the gelatin and water mixture. And now we let it go and whisk up.
Yep, and now it's time to turn up the speed.
I think we can go back.
Now it's actually correct. Oh
We're
my
back
God,
over here.
somehow the calcifer is still, like, on...
Oh, buddy.
I'm gonna try something, like, very morbid. I want to see if suddenly the stream test... The...
Hi.
Oh, what the hell are you doing? Oh, he's trying to step
Nothing.
on the thing. Okay.
He wants to get close.
Okay.
Hi, Bubba.
And meanwhile, Calcifer's, like, putting a paw on me.
Oh, how lovely.
Yeah.
My nephews. I think of them as my nephews.
I didn't... Oh, neither of us brought our Bloody Marys. What's wrong with us?
Go and grab Bloody Marys. Oh, you have a Stream Deck now. Very cool.
Dude, I've had it for a bit, actually.
Nice.
Hang on. I'm going to test something, and I'm going to hate myself if it works. I'm going to be really annoyed if this works. Because that's not good, but it's better than we need by about a meg. So let's test it. This won't send us live, don't worry. Yep, okay, it is a lie. Because I never trust what Xfinity says my speed actually is. Oh well, it was.
You can actually see my collar. That's cool. That looks cooler. I made this.
Oh, that's weird. It's acting like it's still streaming. It's very nice. I also like that you've got like the two fabric, I guess, flowers, and then the two metal ones is like an offset.
Well, yeah, symmetry.
Yeah.
I was going to sew buttons on it, colorful buttons in shades of red and pink as well, but I decided too much.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I just decided to go with like, what is the silliest apron that I can find.
Pretty great apron.
Also, I don't think this showed up on the camera out there, but the socks have adorable bows on them, and I love it.
And mine's got my name on it. I've had this apron since I was 16, working my first kitchen job.
I wonder if they can hear the horrible screaming that's coming from the
I
poor
would
mixer.
assume so. I've got a timer set currently for the marshmallows. So
Yeah. The secret tech
that
is
goes
basically that now we're just whipping it until it's done, and it will be done once it's about warm to the touch, but not like super warm. And at that point, we'll keep whipping it for about another minute, and we'll add our flavoring to it because you want to add the flavoring at the last possible moment. Well, not the last possible moment, the last minute or so of mixing.
Yeah.
I guess I could use this to. I'm planning on replacing all of this with a different style. I guess I could use this time to do that.
Yeah. I mean, get my opinion since I'm
Yeah.
here.
Actually, I can probably show it to you because it's. This is a purchased overlay and such, and I'm gonna. My plan was to purchase a different one because it feels too techno-y for what I've been doing.
You do something a little lighter.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't even thinking lighter. I was thinking.
Like fun, more fun.
I was actually thinking magic-y because I have established on multiple occasions that like my jam is that like middle ground of steampunk era plus magic. Yeah, that one.
Arcanus. Oh, was that exactly the one?
That is exactly the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. I got
like,
it right on.
Because like I feel like that's
I like
a solid.
those borders.
Yeah, I feel like the camera border is solid. I don't love the alerts on this just because
they look a little military.
These are okay. I don't like these alerts because I can't... Actually, I think I can forcibly show you one, but they're sort of like, eh. Like, they don't give any information. They just pop up in one of the corners. Here, I can refire applesauce's alert, I believe. So it's just that.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm just like, I like the idea of this thing.
That
just
looks
because
nicer.
it's a little bit more. Plus, technically, these are... Oh, wait, that's not an option. This is, here, on this screen. That's this, basically.
Oh, I like those better.
Yeah.
I like those a lot better.
Yeah, I kind of went for this just because I was like, I'll have a nice, clean one, and then I just realized that, okay, but clean isn't actually, like, doesn't equal pretty.
Do you have a question? Do you have the Bioshock games?
I do.
All three? Okay, I was gonna say if you don't, all three of them are free right now. On the, I think the PS Store. Alex has been playing.
They are, but only if you have PlayStation Now. And or PlayStation Plus, and I don't keep my PlayStation Plus up to date.
Okay. The only reason I'm saying something is Alex is playing Bioshock Infinite.
Infinite was very good. Infinite...
Visually, I like it. Content-wise...
Content-wise... Okay, so here's the thing. The city of Columbia is supposed to be bad. Like, you're supposed to dislike it.
Yes, I
Yeah.
know. I know.
Okay, just to be clear.
No, I'm very much aware.
Okay.
It's meant to be like that. It's meant to be morally reprehensible.
It also stops being as much of a thing in the forefront after, like, the beginning of the game, honestly.
Okay.
Like, it's still taking place in the same city, and you know that the same things are still going on, but it's mostly... It's less upfront with the, like, hey, remember that the states were really racism? Like, there's a reflection to it again on, like, a beach area, but most of the time it's just like, yeah, this is clearly not a place that you're supposed to appreciate.
Yeah. I will say, though, visually it's a cool game.
It's a very cool game.
Yeah. I was knitting and hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did I...
Because that's how we do things in my household.
It just occurred to me, I never actually finished the explanation of I'm getting my, like, first actual laser treatment all over on Wednesday.
Oh, like this soon?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Like, frankly, until I told them that, like, yeah, I tan, like, not on purpose, but just, like, my face goes an entire different, like, multiple shades up, initially they were just like, oh, we can just, like, start you today, because it was the snowy day, so they had a bunch of cancellations.
Yeah.
And I was like, before I accept that, I would like to actually know prices, and then we got prices, and I went,
Denver has had all of their snow that we were supposed to have in January in, like, a week.
Yeah.
It's been rough.
All in the first week of fucking February.
Yeah. Basically, everything that I had set up to do this past weekend didn't end up happening.
I still did mine, but that's just because I was like, I mean, might as well leave the fucking house, I guess.
Well, I was telling you about it yesterday, because I went out to grab coffee before D&D that didn't end up happening.
Yeah, I still don't know what actually happened, because Alfcat hasn't responded, but he showed up in the Discord now, so I'm like, okay, he's not dead, but he hasn't said anything about being missing.
So we'll just chat with him and be like, you okay?
Yeah.
Everything's good, dude?
I'm trying to remember, sorry, what place it is that I have a reservation at for
Valentine's Day?
Yeah, okay, so
I'm cooking French food for Valentine's Day.
I happened to just go like, oh shit, it's Valentine's Day, and just randomed into, I wonder if there's a place that still has reservations, and every place that I found was like, we do have reservations. Would you like to come in at 5 p.m. or 9:30? I was like, neither, and found this one, which had
Red
like
Square Euro Bistro.
yeah, one, it just looks beautiful, but two, we have a reservation for like 6.
Nice. That's good time.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing something. I'm thinking some sort of a green salad, an onion souffle, some sort of a beef. Or no, it wasn't beef that I said I was gonna do. I do this chicken stew with leeks and
Ooh.
mustard, and it's it comes out beautifully. So that, and then like a little mini chocolate.
My plan is less fun, because my plan is I'm going to work out for like an hour that day, and then I'm going to go for like a 45-minute walk so that I don't need to think about what I'm eating.
I'm just gonna say enjoy it, as it's a holiday.
See, I want to do that, except that I also know that my like weight loss is stagnated, so I'm just like, no,
Okay.
I need to try and be better. Because like the current, I think the current goal I have it set at is 155, because I've
Sorry, they have 100 vodkas.
yeah.
That's a lot of vodkas.
Yes, it is. Because at my heaviest, I was like 192, and when I started the like aggressive weight loss, I was at 188, and I'm now at 166. I'm just like, I did that in a month. I can get to 150. Damn it.
You can, but also your body will naturally plateau.
Yeah, and it's just like, I'm just looking at it like, I've lost 15 pounds. Where did it come from? Because I can still, like, I know in my head that, like, I have pants that didn't fit before that I can wear now. But I'm still looking at it going, like, but my stomach still has all this, like, jiggly bits. Oh, by the way.
Yes, I saw them. They're so cute.
I showed this off at every possible chance I have now. Like, our stickers. Our beautiful, dumb stickers.
They're so cute. Little cow face. Adorable.
Yeah.
You're an adorable
I just
boy.
figured folks would want the calcifer face more.
I like, for me, it's the
Or not the I figured
heart.
people would want the calcifer stuff more than the train stuff.
See, I love the calcifer face and the heart. Those are my favorites.
I wonder if I could make one, like a mirror, basically, that's like more train but less cal.
Yeah. Because I've talked about maybe even getting that one tattooed somewhere.
I really do like the train, honestly. I also kind of like the idea.
Secret tattoo, secret train heart.
Also, so you follow TQ.
Yes.
Have you heard anything about her new thing?
The Twitter account that's only...
Not just the Twitter, but like the thing that the Twitter is for.
Yes.
So you've heard about her OnlyFans.
Yes.
Okay, so
My thought was good for you, girl.
I mean, I'm 100% on board as well. But it's one of those, like, for some reason that's now become a joke in my chat.
That you should?
Yes, and I was just like, I can't tell if all of you are joking and you've all just like gravitated to the same joke. And I'm just like, it was one of those things where like in my head I'm like, oh god, somehow everyone knows that like I'm planning to out myself somehow already, and they're just like getting the jump on me, and I was really confused. Also,
that's what they were thinking this was?
no, that's what I thought everything was.
Oh.
No,
okay.
that was entirely like absurd, stupid, my brain.
Okay.
I if anyone had any ideas about the thing that I was being weird and anxious
Cagey.
about talking about, they have not said. Actually, no, wait. Erudite 100% made a joke about, like, he's going to announce that he's going to open an OnlyFans. Like, look, if I was going to open an OnlyFans, one, they came up with a bad name that I don't remember the name of, that it was just like...
If you guys see this, please, like, personally message me. I want to hear what this was, because I would love this.
It was something from last night that Erudite did, and it was, Bear of Lore, B-A-R-E. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do Bear of Lore, and you know why? Because there's a name that that a bunch of people already get my name wrong as anyway, and you know what it is? Lair of Love.
That should be the name for when we do, like, dating sims.
But we don't
Lair
do
of
dating
Love.
sims anymore.
Not for a really long time.
What I'm hearing here is that you're saying that I should do Bear of Lore.
I think it's hilarious. And I think it should be an April Fool's Day prank.
Look, if I was going to open an OnlyFans account, it would be an April Fool's Day prank. But it would also require that I have more confidence in this. But It would be one more confidence in this, and also like talk to Haley beforehand, not just go like, "Hey, I'm opening an OnlyFans account."
Yeah, no. I follow TQ on Twitter, like one of the hi buddy. One of the few things that I do. That was our timer for.
Yeah, I know that it's going to take a little bit longer than it thinks it will, though.
So my thought was, yeah, good for you, girl. You got it. Flaunt it. Rock it. Yeah. Cool.
Like, if you can... I especially loved when she tweeted a thing that was like... I think it was like 2 days ago. She went like, holy shit. And had a thing that was like, you're now in the top 20-something% of creators. And then the next day, she tweeted a thing that was like, okay then. When she was like, you're now in the top 8-point-something% of creators on OnlyFans.
Yay, TQ. Good for you, honey.
And like, all of the messages on it were just like, people going, I don't... So do you think that's in like... number of people or in like revenue? And she went, I don't know, but
and the money rolls in.
Oh yeah, like fucking great for her. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And also, to get to that point where you're comfortable enough to do that, I would have to be very drunk or paid very well
Same.
to do either.
Same.
Despite my love for pretty things. For pretty things to wear and then not wear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I have pride in very few things about my body, and the problem is that one of the only things I have pride in my body about is one that, like, I guess you could do an OnlyFans about, but, because it's, like, no, you definitely could, but it's just, like, then I'd associate it with mine. Like, That was, like, a roundabout-ass way of saying that like, the only part of my body that I actually am happy with is my ass, so...
Oh, no, my ass is great. Like, it is phenomenal.
But, like, if you ask me about any other part of my body, I can come up with so many issues with all of them. Because it's just, like, hate the hair on my legs. I have, like, weird skin patterns on my legs.
We had this conversation about dresses when we started the stream, and I just kind of looked down and I'm like, yep.
I mean, to be fair, that's a thing that technically I said I'm putting at the end of the stream. So, hey, I guess you can... Or the recording. I guess you can hear that. It's like, I also really like dresses, but I can't wear them for a different reason.
Jersey fabric, because it just will mold to whatever's there or not there.
I mean, not gonna lie, that's one thing that I have no qualms about having at some point. So,
yeah.
Like, that was one of, aside from just, like, the whole trying to shape my body to be more androgynous, that was definitely one of the, like, reasons why I wouldn't have issues with HRT.
Yeah,
so there's a good chance that we can pop back out there, so let's go out there.
To the other side.
Yes.
And our Bloody Marys, which we left sadly unattended.
Like fools.
Such fools.
So if you want to head out there, I need to fix the audio bit here.
Come on, my loves.
Yup. And then more at the speed. There we go. Hopefully you just saw a bit of, ooh, that's warm. So hopefully you saw a bit of B-roll of this. Oh, right, shit. I forgot about the whole audio, probably. You probably saw a bit of B-roll of this, of what it looks like now. The issue is, it's still not done.
Really hot.
Yeah, one, it's really hot. But two, we haven't added any of our flavoring to it yet.
Yay!
Which, right, still has the seal on it. So this is going to still need to mix for at least another minute. It's like lemon peel, but not lemon juice smell. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed that.
Lemon oil.
Yeah.
It's lemon oil.
It's like lemon oil, but it's not lemon oil, because oil would do some weird stuff to this.
I like the smell of this.
Oh, yeah.
That is a fresh scent.
Well, then, would you do me the favor of pouring it in?
Lemon oil.
There we go.
Oh, that smells lovely.
Yeah.
That's a nice smell.
So let's scoot farther away from it. You're right, that's still toasty. So, hopefully you saw in that B-roll there that basically when we turned up the speed after adding the extract, it started to pull away from the bowl. That means that we're actually kind of where we need to be. Technically, the recipe calls for it to be lukewarm, but it's
It'll be okay.
moderately warm, and if it gets lukewarm, it's going to take too damn long. So, yeah, it's time to, like, I'm going to let this keep going. We'll probably turn it down, but then it's time to dose up our pan. I think we want to do this one in a sheet tray just so we get a real thin one.
Okay. A little bit easier.
Yeah. So,
Explanation time.
yeah, we wanted to let that go for about a minute just to finish mixing it in. Also, just like, I don't think it's... Yeah, I think it's just heat coming off the marshmallow, but like the mixer itself is toasty. Also, we forgot our Bloody Marys, so... Okay. So we're going to try and make a hole on the counter here so that...
A place for things to go.
Yes.
Wow. Words got hard for a second.
So we're going to go with our nicest and most, like, clean sheet tray. Because we're going to do a thin... So, like, this one is in a 9x13, which is what the recipe calls for. And it creates a much... Not even much. It's only about a 1/4 inch, maybe a 1/2 inch thick. But it creates a different thing. So with this one, we want a much thinner one. Partially so that it maybe cools down faster. We still probably won't be able to work with this one, but hey, just in case. But also, just it's going to make it easier to do more stuff with it. So yeah. Oh, right. Fucking hot.
Ow?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Get into the crevices.
Yup.
Otherwise, it's never going to come out. So something like this where you have to be so good about the crevices, I like to do the edges first.
Yeah, edges first, and then just everything else can sort of be a nice light spray down. And now the kitchen is full of oil.
I toiled in the mines of the Pamlung for years.
I mean, as have I. I was really happy when I got to leave. So I'm trying not to put the whole thing in here just because I want to make sure we have some left to top it with.
The top with.
But honestly, most of this is going to come back in here. So I'm doing this the lazy way to start with, but honestly, we should probably get... Ooh, this is actually taking even more than I expected. We might need to make more of this mixture.
Surface area.
Well, it's also just like it's sticking.
Is it in the pantry?
The cornstarch is, yes.
Okay.
The powdered sugar is not. Should be near the bottom left yellow box, red writing.
Yes.
I believe this one is slightly smaller than our... Nope, it's not. So, I'm going to cheat and bring these two together. Haha, the benefit of knee-high socks. On top of just being adorable and cute.
Knee-highs are always comfortable.
Yeah. These are probably the least comfy ones that I have. Oh, that did not spread as much as I hoped.
No, I think
Yeah, we need some more.
Yeah.
Curses, I hoped I had left a...
That looks like a 1/4.
This is a 1/3, but it'll do.
All the surface area.
Oh well, we'll have a bit extra. So, I dipped it in the cornstarch first just because there's cornstarch and powdered sugar, so I don't feel too bad about cross-contamination that way, but the other way, less so. There's not really anything to cross-contaminate here, but still, just in case. Leave that there just in case we need it again, too.
But that should do the trick now.
Oh, yeah, this should be more than enough.
I also put a lot of canola oil on the sides.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, trying to clear it out would be a mess.
Why did they call it the thing that isn't canola oil? Seriously, why do some people still try and use the old shitty name?
I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, don't call it rapeseed because that's fucked up. It's
weird.
called canola oil.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, that's just weird.
People are strange.
Yeah. Like,
And
this
now
is
we
one of those...
we powdered sugar.
Yeah, this is one of those cases where it's like, it's okay to go heavy. Because what's the worst that happens? Your marshmallows don't stick to the pan. You don't want them to stick to the pan. It's fine.
Yep.
Okay, that should be more than enough. I'm going to save the rest so
For
that
topping.
we have topping. Now we'll shake.
We shake.
I did actually turn off that burner, didn't I? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
She's like, am I dumb?
Shaking.
I mean, yes.
Shaking.
I'm trying not to shake the way you're showing, because
I'm just shaking because I'm being silly.
I'm just more, I don't want powdered sugar everywhere. Okay, we got it almost everywhere.
That should be fine.
Like, the edges aren't great, but the edges will be okay.
Yeah. Because as it gets pushed out to the edge, the powdered sugar will migrate.
Just wait, I'm sure that I will curse that in, like, no time.
Wait and see.
Yeah.
I'm going to close you.
Okay, now comes the part where I'm going to take off all of my rings, because for some reason I put all of them on.
Yeah, sticky,
Like,
sticky
I'm going to be putting on
marshmallows.
a gloves for this, but still.
Yeah.
Just, like,
Just in case.
don't want them to, like, tear the gloves or something.
And so we begin.
Yep. So, in theory, where did I put that spatula?
Did you put it back in the sink?
I think it is in the sink, so I'll grab a different one.
Okay, I was going to say, I think it is. Spray your utensils as well, or else it'll stick to your utensils.
I'm also going to spray my hands, too. Could you run that for a little bit longer? Just,
Yeah.
like...
Low?
Yeah, no, on high.
Get some of the heat out.
Also, watch. Don't wear watch.
This doesn't feel too bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. I will say how this itself is.
It's very toasty, and I think part of that is the machine itself warming up, and also the what's it called? The heat rising away from it.
I'm trying to like get it
You're
off.
doing your best.
I'm doing my best.
If you throw that in the sink, I'm gonna be so sad.
I'm not. I'm
Okay.
throwing the top in.
Okay.
I was figuring we'd get to at least taste test the
Oh
marshmallows.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, no, don't you dare.
No. It will, however, switch hands as the actual base is hot.
I'm remembering, like, oh right, that's why you don't oil both hands, so that you have an
You don't drop it.
so that you have an unoiled hand to hold the bowl. Forehead.
I'll just. Yeah, you got that one yourself.
Yep.
Smells slightly lemony.
Oh my
Good
god.
marshmallowy texture.
So this is what I was saying about, like, we will not get everything out of the bowl. Like, if you want to take this over to the camera.
After you're done.
There. I think that's the best I'm getting out of there.
Yeah.
So yeah, watch out for the handle covered in oil. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
It's all good. Here, we'll just do it like that. Yeah. There's a lot of marshmallows stuck back on in there.
I reiterate. Sorry, not sorry.
Would you be disappointed if I put this into soak? This
I mean-
bowl into soak?
No, because we got the...
Because otherwise...
Yeah, so I'm going to try and top this a little bit with our powdered sugar cornstarch mixture so that I can spread it a bit.
Ooh, geez, you really oiled up your hands.
Oh yeah, just a bit
I
too
grabbed
much.
onto the handle of the bowl.
So the issue is that I oiled up the hands and then went, oh right, and I should spread the oil on the spatula. And did that and went, wait, but I oiled the spatula too. Oh my god, you're an idiot. What the hell, brain? Also, in my defense, I'm used to that old pan we used to have at the bake shop that was like with flour in it or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That'll do.
this one will probably set pretty quick, honestly, given that it's like half as thick as the other one.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I've got a big...
Probably 3 hours.
Probably. So, not soon enough that we'll be able to do anything with it, but at least on this. Like, I'll be able to do stuff with it. But that was sort of the point, was that this way Miriam can take a bunch of the vanilla ones home. If she wants to. Lemony?
Lemony. Not bad, though.
Nice. I would hope not, because lemon is one of my favorite flavors.
Delicately so. Did you put salt in this at all?
No. This doesn't actually call for salt.
It almost tastes like it could use a tiny pinch of salt.
Huh.
Otherwise,
We could
the
use,
flavor
like...
itself is delightful.
We could do, like, salt on top. Like, right now, we could sprinkle salt on if we want. Oh, God. Oh.
Good flavor.
Ooh. I see what you mean, yeah.
Delicate. Could use a tiny pinch of salt.
I think we should sprinkle some salt on right now.
Yeah. I have the clean hands.
You do. Oh, you already have it. Yeah, that one.
I know you guys have you have a hinged salt pig.
What?
Haven't you heard of these called salt pigs before?
No, I've never heard of those called salt pigs before.
It's like a salt pig.
Huh. Yeah, no. If you want to, like, press the salt in afterwards.
Yeah. Just because, so, I'm gonna walk you through what I was tasting, because I tend to be good at that.
Yes,
So, it was that lovely sweet fluffiness that you get from marshmallows, of course. Lemony, but also somehow slightly flat in a way that salt would improve.
Yeah. It's that sort of, like, candy lemon, where it's like, you can definitely tell it's not real lemon.
Yeah.
But
not sharp enough to be sour.
Yeah, exactly. It's not sour at all.
Yeah.
It's just like that candy. It's like a lemon head if it wasn't sour.
Yes.
If it's like a lemon head if it wasn't sour, and if it was like fluffy.
Fluffy lemon cream, but not punchy enough to be sour, but not. The salt was necessary to make it just a little bit.
Very hot.
I know. Every time I touch it on here, we'll just.
It's assuredly then this would not get that hot if it weren't for the
Marshmallows.
the thing it was mixing, releasing a bunch of heat upwards.
But, yeah, so I think that will do the trick. I did a good sprinkling of it all over and pressed it in.
Awesome.
So those just need to set.
Yes, so those need to set, which is why we made these ahead of time. Well, I made these ahead of
I
time.
was gonna say, like any good cooking show, you pre-prepare.
Yeah. So now we can do whatever the fuck we want with these.
Does it need to have a unicorn?
It doesn't need to have a unicorn, but does it want to have a unicorn?
The answer to that question is unequivocally yes.
Ah, good. I wasn't actually sure where you were going to go with that.
Oh no.
Let's clear off the space in front.
I was going to say any excuse to do anything mildly whimsical, and you've sold me on it.
Yeah. Sold is a strong word.
Strong-armed me.
I mostly meant because it didn't take any selling at all, but sure.
Give it away with the next box of cookies.
See, the issue here is that I'm pretty sure that you would pay to do it is the concern.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So there's like no convincing required. I'm also generally on board with whimsy.
Mm-hmm. Hence the when we did the Christmas stream, we were wearing sweaters of suitably
damn it! It did clip to this. It is like the sides of mine. Fuck you.
Yes. But yeah, suitably thematic outfits
like now too.
Like now. Most of which I had in my closet.
I love that the stuff that I bought for this ended up not being what I wore anyway. I also kind of the apron, yes. God, I'm never gonna have another use for this fucking apron.
Daily usage in the kitchen because it is wonderful. Okay or not?
I'm gonna say right now that and I'm gonna reference back to the if I'm using this apron for daily usage, I think that means that I have made an OnlyFans account.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, with the knee socks and the apron.
I wasn't even just talking about that. I just think that's what this apron is explicitly more aimed at.
I would wear that would be like my daily use in the kitchen.
I don't wear aprons in the kitchen.
Oh, I do, because I'm so short that I have to lean on things and reach across things. Otherwise, I end up coated in it.
Okay.
Like now.
So you know why I'm wearing this apron mostly? On top of just the fact that it's thematically appropriate and I felt it was good with the outfit, is because I'm way more careful about fucking up the femme clothes I have than the masculine clothes I have.
Yeah.
So it's just I went in going, I should have an apron because I'm actually going to care about whatever skirt and blouse I wear. And this was just that's perfect.
Like I said, this style of apron is very much my day-to-day apron.
There we go.
Kind of style. A nice slab of marshmallow.
Yep.
Good?
We got a squidgy bit on one side here. So I'm flipping it over so that we can repowder this bit here. But otherwise, this is pretty good, actually.
Feels like marshmallow.
Yeah, we can try and roll it out if you want, but I don't know how much it'll let us.
We'll be fine.
Okay. So, what terrible cookie cutter do you want to go with first?
We should go with the heart ones first
Okay.
because, you know, thematic. But then unicorns all the way down. Also, this is a giant heart cookie cutter.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Like I said, I tried to find a normal one. I could not find a normal one.
Not even at, like, King Soopers?
No.
Weird.
That was the one at King Soopers.
Really?
Yeah. It was also
Okay.
the same one at Target.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have thought that they would have
Because I
had
think it's
more,
Wilton,
like...
isn't it? Yeah, it's Wilton. They both
Yeah.
had the Wilton one, and I couldn't find normal ones. Except that the Targets were, like, sold the fuck out of everything. Like, I did this shopping on, like, Thursday. Like, when I went out to go do the haircut. And...
Maybe all the soccer moms have their children's Valentine's Day parties?
See, usually that's on Sundays.
At school?
No, I mean, like, just in general.
Oh,
like,
the shopping?
Look, I'm a fucking house husband, damn it. I know when all the other people are fucking shopping. That's
So that
part
you
of
can
why-
avoid them as much as possible.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if I actually made a tweet about it or not, but, like, I meant to make a
I
tweet
should have
about...
powdered this before I did
You
it.
should have powdered that.
Powdered or greased it, because you
Yeah.
saw me fighting with that to get it out. However, I think if I push...
I think I made a tweet about it where it was like, on Super Bowl Sunday, I had to go to the store because I fucked up. And it was just like, this is my greatest regret as a house husband.
Sticky but delicious.
Is a homemaker, I
All
guess. Is that I have to go to fucking King Supers on a Super... And let me get these out first. On a Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh yeah, that's so much better than store bought.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
just light and fluffy and airy and sweet.
good.
Like, is it weird to say that I feel like it's one of the few sweets that gets off on being unctuous?
No.
Because it's not actually fatty, but it has a good, like, body to it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, let's I think either spraying these or greasing them.
Let's go with powdering them, yeah. Do we need more powder?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me see if I can...
I
Let
would
me
say let's
powder
do
one
it.
that's not sticky.
Okay.
Because I think I need to wash that
Yeah, I
one.
can see if I can wash this one for you. Ooh, yeah, that's very sticky.
Yeah. Delicious, but sticky.
Delicious. Quite delicious.
But sticky.
Very sticky.
So
Is
something...
it bad that I feel like we're just making jokes now about the Good Eat Steak episode now?
No?
Okay.
See if that's any easier.
I hope it is.
Kind of. I don't feel like these cutters lend themselves well to
I
marshmallows.
don't think they do, but it was also just like, well, we want to decorate them, so we're gonna have to suffer.
Yeah.
Because they're honestly the best way to do what we're. Where did I put the towel? There it is. The best way to do like the separation of these is just
Cut them.
use a pizza cutter. Use a pizza roll.
It's like, die, unicorn, die!
Like the pizza roller is the great unsung hero of the kitchen.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Making pasta, pizza cutter.
Yeah. There's bless you. There's so many
Excuse
things
me,
that are
let me
just
wash my hands real
improved
quick.
on.
Woo! I think it was the cornstarch.
Uh-oh. It got at you?
Yeah. There we go.
Yep. Oh, right, my hand is still slightly wet. That's what's making that awful noise.
I want to see if I can do the thing that I was thinking that would be cute on the sides.
Okay, what you gonna do?
Where, if I can get one out, I am going to sprinkle the sides by rolling these sticky edges in sugar, colored sugars.
I support this plan.
So I think. Oh my God! There's these ones.
I think it's very safe to say that we're only gonna be doing like one cutout each.
Yeah.
And I'll just cut the rest out like a normal fucking human
Otherwise,
being.
these are not gonna work.
Yeah.
However, I think for the unicorn, these will be adorable.
Ooh, yes. We're going to have a rainbow sprinkled unicorn.
Why not?
I briefly thought about like, can I find any like heart things, and I couldn't find any, so I just went, I'll just grab a nice like catch-all decoration thing.
Yeah. I can actually get this open.
I believe in you. You can do it.
Nope, I think I need scissors or a knife.
Scissors are here.
Thank you.
Remember, always pass like you holding the blades. That's actually more of like a
Kindergarten rule.
but it's also really good for
Kitchens.
yeah. Like if you're passing anyone a sharp thing,
Don't
well, maybe
stab them.
Don't pass them a sharp thing. But if it's like scissors, just hold the blades. Damn it.
Okay, that's good.
Like yeah. Oh god, I got taught that in kindergarten.
The top has come off. Havoc is going to be wreaked.
Oh good lord.
Let's see if this will even work.
Let's see if I can get. Oh okay. Let's see if I can get the rainbow out.
You should do this one with stars on it for the rainbow.
Ooh yes.
Which is. Oh, I have it out already.
I like how I got chocolate for melting, and it's just like, oh, that's gonna be such a pain if we do that.
Let's see, is this gonna stick?
Yes.
Yeah!
Yes, it's gonna fucking stick.
Okay, some places it does, depending on how much,
Oh, because it was from the edge? Okay.
However, that is kind of working.
Where did I put our pizza roller? I haven't used it in so long. Oliver, shoot. 'Cause I
That
used to use
is
it constantly.
so messy, but it's so cute. Oh my goodness.
Okay, pizza roller.
There's also the joy of ripping its head off at the end.
Uh,
I said that out loud, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Sorry, I was that child who ate her gummy bears' heads first. You decapitate them first.
Is it bad that I ate them the opposite direction, but for probably the same reason?
So that they can feel their pain and scream?
Yeah. God, we were fucked up kids, weren't we?
Just a little. I had 3 brothers.
I only had one sister.
Yeah.
I don't have an excuse.
I just have, you know.
You, shoot, get out of the
Actually, I
kitchen.
can't even blame my brothers for that. That's just me having a weird imagination.
Where the fuck is my pizza roller?
This is adorable.
Oh my god.
It would be like the staple of a
Right.
children's birthday party.
Damn it, the skirt doesn't have a pocket. The worst
Welcome
part
to our world.
No, the worst part is that the
Female clothing, highly
So-
impractical.
here's the thing. Miriam is an absolutely wonderful human being and was the first person I told. She also picked out the first skirt that I bought, and it has pockets, but it doesn't go with this fucking outfit.
Because I think pockets are a wonderful thing and need to be in more clothing.
Yeah.
Dresses, pockets. Skirts, pockets. Pants, real pockets. Yeah, that's adorable. I think we kind of mangled his horn. But,
Where in the blue hell is this pizza roller?
a drawer?
See, you'd think that, but I've checked all the drawers it should be.
Check the drawers. I guess it shouldn't.
I mean, that's what I'm doing now. Also realizing that there's powdered sugar and things on my... Watch out, this is the drawer of knives. That there's like... This is where it should be, but it's not. And realizing that there's powdered sugar on, like, my poor socks.
Oh, no.
Yeah. That would have been dumb, and it's not there, so...
Yeah, I think at this point, since we've each done a cutout, just, like, hacking it up will definitely be easier.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to find it.
Let me see if I can get those hearts out.
So that we don't cut, like, hey, don't use your knives on granite. That's bad for your knives.
Yeah, it's bad for the edge.
Like, normally it actually would just sit over here, but I'm not seeing it.
Mhm.
Did it fall? Nope. Is it in the utensil spinner? No. Can I go up front?
Je ne sais pas.
Sorry. I always forget which side of this has the meeting point thing. I guess I'm gonna cut this with a knife.
Scissors?
Oh no, that's a bad idea. Like the reason why the pizza roller works so well is because it sort of like skids off. Ah, okay. So now we know why Alfcat wasn't around. It was in the message. I think it was in all of us.
Okay.
Okay. Are marshmallows rat safe? I don't know what's rat safe, so I don't feel comfortable saying yes or no. My brain wants to say yes because theoretically they're just sugar and gelatin.
Mm-hmm.
Also, from my understanding, rats can eat damn near anything if they want to. So probably. Should Pluto be a planet or not? No. It's a dwarf planet. Fuck all of you. There are literally other things that are significantly larger in our solar system than Pluto that are also not planets because planet is a quantifiable thingamajig. And one for Cat, what's the oldest known dinosaur? I don't know.
That is a you question.
But I have no idea. I'm gonna look it up because I have no earthly idea. Like, the other thing is, do you mean, like, the first thing from the timeline that is considered a dinosaur, or, like, the first one we found?
See, these are the ones that you should take pictures of for the stream.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But otherwise, I think just square ones are going to do the trick.
I just wish I could find where to put the pizza cutter so we can actually cut the damn thing.
One giant-sized marshmallow.
So, like, when I Googled it, it looks like the... I can't tell if this is the oldest known, or, like, I think this looks like it's the earliest dinosaur that we are immediately aware of. Is the... I've never heard of this one.
That's where it's hiding.
Did you just spot it out of nowhere?
No, my water.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Less helpful.
Nyasasaurus, Nyasasaurus, from 243 MA. I don't remember what MA means. But I believe that, I think that's not millions. That is millions of years ago, I believe. But I don't know what the first known dinosaur, or what the first discovered dinosaur was, because the problem being that a lot of the first discoveries were people not knowing what the fuck they found. That reminds me, have you played through Pokemon enough to get to the fossil stuff?
Yes.
Oh god, they're awful! I love them, but they're awful!
I think it's cool.
If you haven't played the new Pokemon game, the fossil Pokemon in it are sort of a riff on early paleontology, where they just went, we found these two fossils together, so obviously they go together. So they just here's fish body and dragon head. Boom! It's just like, yep, that's what it looked like. And they all look awful. You know the worst part? Two of them are actually really good competitively.
That's fun.
Specifically the one that's the dragon butt. So it's like the legs, and then sort of it's got like a cross section of the body, and then goes up to the tail, and there's a fish head on the tail.
Yes,
that one
was
is
weird.
That one's really good competitively. Really it's like amazing competitively.
Yeah, no, where am I at? I'm at, oh god, what is Marnie's town's name?
I don't remember, but I know where you're at.
Yes, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
It's cool so far. I'm enjoying it. It is charming as fuck.
Yeah. Hey, also, in case it wasn't clear, this is also why I keep playing female characters lately, also because they just get better customization. Why the fuck are there only 2 goddamn tops in Pokemon that are, crop tops?
I realize I also have that, you know the cardigan that you wear? The cabled cardigan? I have a version of that they wear in the beginning.
Oh, like the starting one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I have a version of that in red, because Mama likes her granny sweaters. Cozy and thick.
All of my winter stuff is not good looking.
They're comfy.
That reminds me, did I tell you so as I slowly realized what was going on, I started paying attention to more things and realizing I now understand the whole the extremely stupid stereotype of women love shoes, and I understand now.
There's something convenient about having shoes to go with the clothing you're wearing.
Yeah, I definitely have boots that are coming tomorrow that are the first ones that I'm trying. We'll see if they fit, because I think I get the fun thing of trying to figure out what the hell my shoe size is in a different...
Two up from...
Roughly, yes. Except that that's not true.
Oh, I've always found that true when I bought men's shoes.
So in theory, but the thing is that I checked, by actual measurements for what my foot should be in women's shoes, and it should be a 10.
Which is actually easy to buy.
Ish. It's on the upper end of what I've been finding. I wear a 10 in men's too.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Because according to the actual sizing guidelines, a 10 should fit someone with a 10 foot, Jesus, 10.25 inch long foot. I have a 10 inch long foot.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm confused too.
Okay. The vagaries of clothing.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I could say that, yay, now I get to discover new vagaries of clothing, except that, no, men's clothing also fucking lies. I have 3 different pairs of pants that are all 32 length, 32 width. None of them are the same
No?
size.
Okay.
Because when they actually they're like, yes, we do this in inches. Also, there's a 3-inch variable either direction. It's like, then it's not in inches. You're just slapping random fucking numbers on it. These are not sticking.
Nope. Unless you get it immediately when it's cut, they don't stick.
Yeah, I
so
didn't think
well.
about that.
That's okay. I will be right back.
Well, I've got like a ring. I've got a ring of stars on a rainbow.
It's so pretty.
So yeah, I guess I'm gonna try and find our fucking pizza cutter and make sure this hasn't died. It hasn't. Good. Okay. Chat, where do you think, I know you can't respond, but where do you think I put the pizza cutter? Because I'm betting it's somewhere stupid. Hang on. Where the fuck? Okay. What are the chances? I swear to God, if it's in the dishwasher, I'm an idiot. I bet you it's in the dishwasher. Fucking dishwasher! It's been in the dishwasher the entire time. Well, excuse me, I'm just gonna casually channel my mother. And now I've lost the drying towel. God damn it. Also, I have to say, Miriam, thank you very much for the bow, because somehow I worked for a company that did a whole bunch of, like, presents and such, and I never learned how to tie a bow. Yeah, I don't know how that actually happened. Actually, I think I did learn, and I just extracted it from my brain as aggressively as possible. Okay. I just want to spray that down real quick just so we can do, like, quick cuts, because, hey, don't take your knives to granite, but your pizza cutter is fine. Ooh, it's stretching. It's stretching as we cut it. I will say, this is also a better way to get, like, mini marshmallows. Like, the fact that we did that other one on a sheet pan means that we could definitely use that for mini marshmallows if we really wanted to. Not our plan right now, but could definitely do. However, these are not going to stay good for as long as oh, right. This is the other thing. Once you do the cut, you need to separate them quick, or else they'll just stick together. These will not stay good as long as you're expecting marshmallows to, because they're not packed with preservatives. So you have to eat them significantly faster, or be like me and actually like stale marshmallows. Come here. Oops, and then I just accidentally suctioned some of them together like a smart. Like a smeart. One. The secret tech after this point is basically just to find whatever box or whatever you want to store them in and throw them, throw a whole bunch, well, throw down like layers of your cornstarch, powdered sugar mixture, and yeah. Sorry, what I was actually trying to say there is fill it like probably about halfway with your cornstarch powdered sugar mixture, and then throw them in so that it helps dry out their edges so that they don't stick to each other inside the box. You could also probably do this with a bench scraper, but I've already dirtied the pizza cutter at this point, so I don't want to dirty something else. Once we've got them in these strips, like, yeah, this poor pizza cutter is just, like, gummed to hell, but it's going to be fine for the rest of this, so I'm just going to keep using it. And then we'll get a beautiful shot for the thumbnail, and I guess that'll be it, unless, I think it looked like Slender Guy was going to throw in another question, maybe? Because it feels real weird to do an AMA when, like, chat actually isn't there. So, like, they're going to have to wait to get the answers, and that feels weird. I'm very used to the whole, I don't want to say instant gratification, but that's probably the closest example, or closest correct word from Twitch. I'm just like, it's such a weird transition. God, I've only had like half of my Bloody Mary. I really want to have the rest of it, but now I'm trapped cutting these. I've made a poor life choice. Yeah, stop that. Upside, we're almost done. So, like, this is definitely one of those really nice recipes that I super appreciate because it's effectively, hey, this is going to take, like, 5 hours of your time, but it's not going to take 5 hours of your time actively. It's going to take, like, maybe 30 minutes of your time actively, and the rest of it you can spend doing whatever the fuck you want. While the sugar hits 240 degrees, or in the, like, 3 minutes where you're just, like, letting it sit, or whatever. Like, it's real nice, because you get a wonderful product that people aren't gonna be familiar with having, frankly. And, I don't know, it just makes me really happy. It's one of the little things, like, I think I'm gonna save most of the ones that, like, stay in this house and probably end up sending them to my mom. Just because I don't think I've ever gotten a chance to send them to her. Maybe my sister, too. Because, well, now that Miriam's not here, I can say it. I'm a little afraid that I've basically, like, after I got the haircut, I realized, holy shit, I have, like, the same face structure, basically, as my sister. And this is a haircut she's had before, and I never realized it. So now I'm just looking at it going, oh god, I've become my sister. That's a weird turn of events. No, get back here. Yep. I don't know why I needed Miriam to not be here for that. That makes no sense. Miriam's met my sister. Hell, Miriam dealt with my sister better than most people deal with her. But there we go. Now they're all nice and cut, and they're all separated. And I'm spilling star sprinkles everywhere. Probably because I'm tipsy? Let's say tipsy. But yeah. I'm going to bring them sort of close together just so I can get a good thumbnail picture. And enjoy. Like, Miriam's going to take some of these. I'll probably eat some. Hopefully, Haley and Taylor will eat some. But probably going to end up sending most of them out as like a Valentine's Day gift. Nice and cute and adorable. Also now I'm just covered in powder. All the powders. Join me so I'm not just a weirdo rambling on myself.
I'm joining.
Let's face it, I hate editing. I'm not cutting any of this out.
I figured you wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm just trying to set up a good, like, thumbnail picture.
Oh, those are adorable.
Yeah. I was saying to chat that basically the best idea is that once you've cut them out, is to just get whatever container you intend to transport them in and fill it with either, you could probably just do powdered sugar, but powdered sugar and cornstarch, and
They would be awful sweet.
They'd be awful sweet, but they're awful sweet to fucking begin with, so...
Yeah.
That's weird. Adam just went live again.
Those are adorable, though.
I want to get these in the picture, but oh, there we go. How's that?
I like it. It's like...
I hope I got that before.
Over.
No.
Go. We'll just... Hang on. We'll just do that. Behind it.
Yeah, sneaky.
Oh, no.
I think I still got it.
Sweet.
There's a reason why whenever I had to plate anything, I was like, okay, it's done. Miriam, plate!
Yeah.
Like, Miriam has always been way better at details than I am.
I'm good with, like, fussy, detail-y, dainty kind of tasks.
Yeah, if you have a, like, baking task that you need to get done, it's like, okay, I will find a way to do it. Might not be pretty. I'll find a way to do it. But if you bring Miriam in afterwards, she'll make it look pretty. Yeah.
I'm good at it.
Yeah.
I'm good at the, like, weirdly crafty things.
I feel like you would have really enjoyed working with Jillian when she did the... Did she ever tell you about the chocolate dress?
No.
So, when she worked at... I don't know which hotel, but when she was part of Sage Restaurant Group, she worked at a hotel that did a chocolate dress. And her job on the chocolate dress was to do all of the, like, fiddly details. Like, I don't think she did attachment, but she did all of, like, the filigree and the dot work on it. So, I feel like you would have really enjoyed working with her on that.
I used to enjoy doing that when I would, so I used to do lamp work bead making once upon a time when I was, like, 13 or 14, since we had family friends who did, who had a studio. Mm-hmm. So, I actually really enjoyed making polka dot beads, because to do that,
I just want to make sure we're still
need to take a really, really thin rod of glass called a stringer.
Okay.
And holding So the trick with lampwork bead making is you're constantly moving the rod of iron that the bead you're building is on.
Okay.
You have to constantly keep it twisting so that the shape stays circular.
Yeah.
While simultaneously, with the flame in front of you, melt and drop little tiny dots of molten glass onto the bead that you're building. I love doing polka dots.
Yeah. I'm sorry, that just reminded me of, I haven't brought up the weird juxtaposition of the fact that the hobby that I still want to take up the most, despite the fact that I now also regularly just want to wear skirts wherever I go because they're just fucking comfy, damn it, is I still want to do blacksmithing out in the garage, and that is a weird juxtaposition in my head. It's probably not as weird as I'm making it, but also, like, there's a reason why I've been very lately saying that my brain is basically just made up of shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have an unhealthy brain. I know that. It's an asshole.
Make angry faces of this. But, yeah, so, lots of crafty hobbies. It's fun. Marshmallows.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually really proud of this.
So good.
Honestly.
They're so nice.
I was telling chat that, like, because these ones are ready, like, you can take any of the ones you want. I'm probably,
thank you.
Like, we can keep some. I'll cut up, once those are done.
The lemon ones.
Cut up some lemon ones and give them to you. I don't know how many of them are going to get eaten in my house, so I think I'm going to send them out as gifts.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah. Because I don't think I've ever sent my mom, like, these.
Oh, she'd like that.
Yeah, she would. I also don't... So here's the thing. I want to send them, but at the same time, it's like, oh, but I could deliver them in person because we're visiting in a month, and she doesn't know. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't think they'll still be good in a month. Yeah.
No. But as you can see, it's a really easy process.
Oh, it's a very easy process. Yeah,
oddly
that's actually
enough,
what I was saying.
Not a lot of time investment.
That's what I was saying while you were in the bathroom. Is like, this is a project that's like, I'm going to dedicate five hours to this project. Except that what I actually mean
but
is,
you just have to be around for 5 hours.
it's not even around. It's like you have to be around for like the first hour max, and the rest is just let it be. And even then, like the hour where you have to be around is just set a timer and you're going to be fine.
Mm-hmm. It's the kind of thing where, like, at least for on the stove, you can just come and hang out or excuse me, do other things in the kitchen.
Yeah, like when it's on the stove, you should probably keep an eye on it because don't let stuff just go. But
be a great time to do bread baking.
It would be a good time to do bread baking, or even just honestly, it might just be a good time to like sit down and relax and like knit or read a book while you're waiting for it to hit.
Thank you for throwing the knitting in there.
Well, while you wait for it to hit 240, I just wanted to check because I think someone was going to throw another thing into the chat.
Oh.
A couple.
Let's see. What do we got? How do I have powdered sugar in my hair?
Slender Guy asking about how many times this question was asked, but why Lair of Lore and the nickname Cap? Okay. So one, the nickname Cap is because my actual given name is Steven Rogers. The Xfinity guy I talked to today called that out. That was a weird one. Also, frankly, because Cap feels like Cap feels like a slightly more gender neutral name than Steven, and I don't want to change my name, and there's no, let's be honest here, there's no middle point between Steven and Stephanie, and honestly I just like being Steve Rogers. Well, not Steve, but Steven Rogers.
I could never see you as Steve.
Yeah, but just like my name is literally the same as Captain America's, and I've brought this up recently, and I feel like it's important to note that the first person to call me Cap was someone who had a nickname so powerful gifted upon them that their mother calls them by it now. It took several people literally a decade to learn this person's real name. I'm talking, of course, of Jason Chewy Slate.
Yeah, Chewy is always Chewy.
Yeah.
He's not Jason, he's Chewy.
Chewy was given the nickname Chewy in high school by some guy. He does, like, when he's told the story, he didn't even remember the guy's name.
Yeah, no, Chewy will always be Chewy.
Yeah, his mom calls him Chewy.
Really?
Yes, that wasn't a joke. Wow. So, he's the person who was, like, the first to call that out, because apparently if you are gifted upon an aggressive nickname, you must pass it on. So I guess I need to find a new person to pass nickname onto at some point, but I have a couple of years at least, because it took him... He did that when I was in second year of uni. So he'd been going for a while at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Lair of Lore was actually just like, we originally when we started doing our magic lore podcast, we actually called it the Labyrinth of Lore, and I thought it was too wordy, so I called it Lair of Lore, Enter the Labyrinth as like a subtitle, and the subtitle just kind of fell off because it only worked because we had this like
it was a microscope?
No,
or
it was a magnifying glass.
with
With
a
like
labyrinth.
with like a maze. It wasn't even a labyrinth. That was the weird thing. It was a maze.
Yeah.
Because there's a distinction. Did you know there's a distinction between a labyrinth and a maze? Yeah. Labyrinths have to be in that like circular pattern and such that they're...
Ours was like a hex, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a maze. So like mazes can have like... It has something to do with the amount of like incorrect answers. Because the idea is that like with a maze you have a bunch of dead ends, and with a labyrinth all of the bad ends just lead back into the same circle. Effectively, they both still mean there's only one way out, but one has dead ends and one doesn't, if I'm remembering that correctly. How is a raven like a writing desk? I don't even remember what that's from, and it's hurting my brain that I don't remember.
Alice in Wonderland.
It is from Alice in Wonderland.
It's either from I know it's Lewis Carroll, but I don't know if it's Alice in Wonderland or Through the Looking Glass.
How's the garden doing? The garden's fucking dead, because Colorado has a lot of snow.
Yeah.
So actually, the entire garden is inside my compost bin, but it's also not been hot enough to develop compost, so yeah. Actually, that green and clear thing over there is an alfalfa, or a seed sprouter that I was using for alfalfa sprouts, which I ate all of, so now I need to do a new round of sprouts. So I'm gardening inside a little bit. Near the end of March, I'm probably going to start doing some more gardening, like some more prep gardening, just because if I want to grow melons, I have to start them inside before I can move them out. So probably in March we'll start some more stuff. I don't know what she's doing. Why did your phone kick me out of gallery because of insufficient storage? I don't know. I feel like that might be an Android thing, and I don't understand the Android thing. And everything else after that is just about, like, Aleph Cat actually giving a real answer. So, I don't know. I think that's where we're gonna call it. I don't know if I hope Miriam doesn't have any input, but if she does, she can come over and throw it in, and then I'll actually have to do editing. Yay! But, assuming that she doesn't, I'll do my own sign-off. Thank you so very much for joining us. I'm sorry this wasn't a stream. If you're a patron and therefore seeing this about 24 hours early, I'm sorry there's not going to be streams until probably Thursday. I mean, I guess the same goes for everyone else, but there's a good chance that you'll see it on, depending on how fast I get this out, Tuesday or Wednesday, so maybe you only have a day of this knowledge. I'll try and get this out as early as possible, I'm sorry. Like, I've done literally everything I can. I've switched to a different modem, and it didn't fix anything. I have a tech coming out on Thursday morning who has already been informed that we've established that the issue is not anywhere on the property. It's clearly something about Comcast leading into the property, so that's all I got. I'm sorry, you know, I didn't want to miss Smash, and I didn't want to do this as not a stream, so I'm sorry.
I thought I was about to sneeze like 5 times in a row, and I'm just like, we're just gonna do this not next to the microphone. It happens.
But yeah, I'm just trying to go through my normal sign off, but I'm also throwing an apology about, like, yeah, sorry, I can't stream until Thursday. I keep trying. Like, my download is fine. In fact, technically, when I switched routers, my download is actually better. My download is what I'm actually paying for. Technically, I just switched my service over to gigabit. We'll see if it actually gets better or not. But the upload, I can't even do a meg right now. I'm sorry, y'all. I wish this could have been a stream.
But we did end up with something, though.
Yeah, we ended up with an absolutely wonderful thing. So yeah, like I was saying, if you're watching this not as a patron, like not 24 hours early, hey, if you want to, you can get this 24 hours early over at patreon.com/layeroflore. You can also get access to stuff like the menagerie, which are my dumb dogs and cat doing silly things, and also gardening. You can get access to other stuff like your name in the credits, which I guess I'll have to like run over, well, not run, I can edit, but like we'll have to go back over there and read off the names, but still. Like you can get your name in the credits, or you can also join our D&D campaigns, of which I don't think it's public knowledge that you're in one of them, but at
Yeah,
the same time,
yeah.
like, some things happen, so now the campaigns are less secret. So yeah, we still are, running 2 different D&D campaigns for our patrons. And
I'm in one of them.
Miriam is in one of them.
I play Kingpin type character very poorly.
Turns out that Miriam is a very good human being and is bad at playing a not very good human being.
Who was surprised? I think no one.
We have managed to run into several situations where her character has basically gone and done good human being thing, and the person who she's dealing with is just, like, expecting this person to, like, gut them like a fish and is more terrified because they're being nice. So we've sort of established that that's how you are a kingpin, is just that, like, at some point it spread that you were a kingpin, and now just everyone assumes that you're going to be horrible and terrifying, and when you're not, they're more like, oh god, why are they not being terrifying? Oh, what's wrong with my life? So,
It somehow works out, because Miriam is a nice person, is really bad at being a jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we're just going off another weird tangent. I mean, that's basically just this show, but whatever. Someone put it into my brain last night during the stream. It was like, is it bad that I low-key regret starting the Ravnica campaign?
No?
Because, like, my jam has always been that, like, midpoint between, like, not even midpoint, the combination of, like, magic plus, like, steampunk level tech. And that was why that one campaign setting that I had was exactly that. And I'm just, like, someone reminded me, I want to say it was Applesauce, mentioned, like, a campaign setting that they had put a lot of time into, and I'm just like, ooh, you're reminding me of the campaign setting I put so much thought into that, like, never did anything. I'm just like, now I want to do it again. Yeah. But I also don't want to, like, kill the Ravnica campaign, because, well, I may not be, like, the most enjoyable, having the most enjoyment DMing it. I feel like everyone else is actually enjoying playing it, so.
We've only had a couple of our campaign, we've only had a couple episodes.
We've only had a couple episodes, but that's because, like, everyone keeps having, like, weird issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the holidays.
And the holidays. Fucking holidays.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we'll meet you over in the thing.
Sweet.
I'll do a smart
to
edit.
the office.
I'll do a smart edit here. That's a lie. It'll be a crossfade. No, it's not. I'm thinking of it like pants, and I put my thumbs into it and rested.
They move if you do that.
Damn it.
This is why I like dresses. I don't have to worry about where my skirts ended up.
I'm missing some things that they generally use for structure.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm throwing this in at the end, just so you're aware. Like, this is going to be at the end.
Okay. That's good, too.
I'm going to wait for you to, like... Thank you for laughing, because now I'm just like, okay, we can be silly. I can do this. Also, I'm definitely going to, like, start pouring alcohol as soon as we finish the...
Sweet.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there will be my good cut. We'll see if it actually happens.
And here we are.
No, I was gonna cut into the saying of "there's a good cut," but okay.
Right.
Thank you so very much to our wonderful patrons who make all of this happen. Aleph-Cat, Tremor101, Stark Maximum, Donovan Bane, and Dracus. I couldn't do this without all of you.
Y'all are gems.
Yes, you are all amazing, wonderful human beings. You can find everything that we do at lairoflore.com. You can also find us at Twitter, at lairoflore, youtube.com/lairoflore, where presumably you're watching this, or I guess you could be watching the hosted version on YouTube, on Patreon. Facebook.com/lairoflore, or Patreon.com/lairoflore. Did you know that you can just follow a Patreon? Like, you don't have to give them money, you can just follow them, and unlike YouTube, they actually tell you when the person puts stuff out. It's amazing, and especially since almost everything we put out eventually goes public. You'll find out when they go public. It's great. Also, like I said, lairoflore.com. And if you're used to the streams, you can also go check out... Boys, stop. You can check out layerof.live, which is our Streamlabs site.
Yes, you're adorable.
Has a whole bunch of our social media sort of, like, contained within, and also our merch store. And Miriam, where can people find you if for some reason you want them to find you?
Don't. I'm kidding. Wow, maybe is that a thing?
I mean, it could be don't, but I mean, you're also in the Discord.
Yeah, I'm usually... So, I mean, you can usually find me lurking in the Discord as Madcat Mim. I watch, I don't always comment, but I'm there. I post food things, I post cat things, because my two beloved fluffy idiots are my pride and joy.
Yes.
I'm on Instagram as MadCatMim. When I'm lurking in the comments section of a stream, I'm MadCatMim. Basically,
I feel like I'm the only person, like, as the streamer, I feel like I'm the only person who's actively checking who's lurking, and I've tried to stop doing that too, so that I don't call out lurkers, because I always feel bad when I do that.
But no, I tend to just kind of hang out, just based on scheduling issues, which, if things go a certain way,
We can dream.
we can drink.
We can dream.
Might change.
I'm hoping.
Might.
I'm really hoping.
Might.
Hopefully you won't get the horrible woman that's like, oh, well, you're overqualified, so no. Yeah, that was a fun conversation to have.
Yeah. We'll see though.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you all so very much. Again, I'm sorry it wasn't a stream, but I hope you all enjoy. I wonder how long this will be after I edit it.
Decently long.
I mean, yeah, probably like 3 hours. Well, like 2 hours? Let's say 2 hours. Yeah, it can't have been 3 hours because you got here after 1 and it's only not quite 4.
I got here at 1:15.
Yeah, and it's like 3:55, so.
I get distracted sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I was also trying to tell you at the time, like, oh god, it's broken, nothing's working.
Yes, and because I do not check my phone while I'm driving, like a safe driver, I didn't get it until I'm knocking on the door and Cap's like, hey!
And I was just
you
like,
didn't get any of my text messages.
Like, I heard you pull up, and I'm like, damn it, I knew it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was sending texts and was like, I don't want to call her because, frankly, I don't like talking on the phone, but also I expected
Even to
that
me,
you
who
would...
is like...
I don't do phones,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's all good.
But it was also like, I'm afraid that you wouldn't answer for the exact same reason, so...
Bluetooth.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you all so very much. We'll see you soon, like Thursday at the earliest, unless suddenly it starts working, which, if it does, I am going to be ticked, but hey, I'll be happy. The good news is that I have a tiny amount of upload speed, so I should be able to upload this over the course of like 24 hours. I don't even have a meg. I love that I'm somehow at like thousands of times faster than like the early 90s internet, which I experienced, but my upload speed is literally slower than the internet that I had as a child. How did we do this? Xfinity, you useless fuckwits, how? But with that, thank you all so very much, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.